You are about to listen to Only Fools and Collecting, a podcast for those who like a good moan about figure collecting and don't mind naughty words.
Hello, Mr. Pete. How you diddling?
Good evening, sir. I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm up for this show.
I know exactly what you mean. I've had a fucking pounding headache all week, and I've been getting 8 hours solid a night, which is great for me. But I want more. I want more. I am starved. So
there's not enough hours in the day, are there?
Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. But enough about our shitty sleep patterns.
Yes.
So, we are brought to you by Backdrops and Bases and What Else Scrapyard, two of the greatest guys in the business. Any backgrounds you want, hit Backdrops and Bases up, and any head sculpts you want, hit What Else up. Fantastic guys, well worth a visit. So yeah, go forth and order. So Pete, let's start off with the amount of shit we've bought.
New this fortnight.
Not a lot this fortnight. I think we got one thing each, which is quite good.
You'd think Christmas was just around the corner, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we shouldn't be spending money on ourselves, but this is the Indigo Empire Strikes Back hand sculpt. You got one.
Love it.
I wasn't bothered about it because I didn't need. I know you're not a massive fan. I had the Janix sculpt, a few of those, so I was using that. But I think this one had been put up for about. This is painted by Mark Simpson, who I absolutely love his work. I've got loads of it. Like all my indies are painted by Mark, and he's fantastic. This was up for about 165 about a month ago, and I was tempted, and I was chatting to the guy, the guy in the groups, and I thought, yeah, I don't love it that much. And then he obviously had a problem selling it, and next thing I saw it was 110. So I was like, I'm having that, because that's almost like what Mark's fee anyway.
You're paying the paint and getting the sculpture.
Yeah, and I thought, well, I'll get it in hand, and if I still don't like it, I'll move it on, but I'll give it a go. And to be honest, I got it in hand, and I thought it looked fantastic.
Yeah.
I've got it on my Hoth hand up there, and I haven't had a chance to take any photos. This is just the photo that Mark took when he sent it to the guy, and they always look fantastic when he takes the photo anyway. In his little booth. It's really cool. But the coolest thing is, as much as you don't like the Janix sculpt, a lot of people do.
They fucking love it.
Guess how much I sold? I had a New Hope one.
I saw the listing.
You saw it, yeah?
Mm.
Okay, well, yeah, it went for north of £300.
Fuck's sake.
It's going to America tomorrow, and it was on there for about 5 minutes.
Wow.
Because I just know, although I know you're not a fan, but he only ever did 2 runs, and he's kind of disappeared off the face of the planet now, and he hasn't done anything for a while, and just that sculpt is kind of like really sought after. And I thought, well, I'm just gonna have a punt and stick it on for that, for $350 and see what happens. And it didn't take long. So I just had to buy a new dishwasher. So that paid for that. So that was very welcome, very very well timed.
That's when collecting works out.
Yeah, exactly. And like this, it's not a compromise at all. It's brilliant, and it works really well for that. So it kind of everything just fell into place, and really happy with it. Yeah, it's great. So
love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And how about yourself, mate?
I had a bit of a Billy bargain. So my £80 Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper even. So a guy in the groups had it listed, and it was literally everything from the knees up. So it had no shin armour or feet. And apparently
what happened to him?
So I after a point I was like, mate, I've got to ask. Because he was like, he wasn't sure if one of the elbows was broken, because they're on ratchets, but it wasn't making a noise, or it was making too much noise.
Okay.
And I was like, that just sounds like a ratchet to me. So he said so it was a replacement from Sideshow, and they literally sent him everything apart from the shins and feet.
Right.
Which I thought was a really weird thing to do, because there's so much of this that is removable.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
could have just sent him, the body with the chest armour and belt and that. Like they didn't.
Yeah.
But they sent him it over, and I bought it, got it, bent the arms, and the ratchet was just louder on one elbow than the other. Nothing wrong with it. So I had the shin armour from my 501st that I painted red, and I had some of those Ricky May files that I just printed out a new set of feet and stuck them on it, and Bob's your uncle, done.
Cool.
Got a Curacin guard.
When did they start putting the ratchet joints in then?
They've had them for a while.
Just on Troopers, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. So Cody hasn't got them. Rex has. And when I say ratchet, they're not like they're not like crunk 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 crunk, but you just hear the.
Okay, so yeah.
So they're not like real severe shit, but the idea was I was going to get rid of the helmet and use this for an Echo, so print all the parts. But once I put the shins and the feet on it, I think it's a really cool Stormtrooper design.
It does look good. Yeah, and so we'll touch on it later. But he's featuring in the award nominations as well, so he's quite a popular.
Yeah,
simple figure, but well received. So that's good.
So I was like, I'm still toying with the idea. Do I arc troop him up because I can do that? I've got all the bits, they're all printed, they're all ready to go. Or do I leave him as is? So I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm not sure. I might leave him as he is for now and then switch him up. But that was it. I got another couple of head sculpts and bits and pieces like that. And what I did get, which arrived, is my lovely OFAC cup. A little bit of history there. The old logo, and then on the other side, the new. So yeah, I got that in a mouse mat.
Cool. I got my mug as well. I went with a black one, and I've just got this. I've got the same logo either side, the one with us on. But yeah, it's cool. Oh, and I meant to say we were just talking about this on there. I'll show you. I had this on Solocam. I did get this in today, which is not really our usual fare, but it's the NECA Kessler Wolf from American Werewolf in London.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it is cool. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a big chunk of plastic, but it's quite nice. I mean, it's quite nicely sculpted, and yeah, the joints are quite well sort of hidden behind the fur. It's got two different heads. It's got the swap out, but I think we both prefer the snarling open.
The snarling one's really good.
Yeah, but he's pretty cool. So he just came in today. So I like to have I can never quite get away from not having any sort of. NECA's technically about a 7-inch scale, because I don't know. There's just some things that you're never going to get in 1/6. Yeah. And NECA's got the. I'm also collecting the Universal Monsters line from them as well. So I'm always going to kind of have a little toe in the smaller scale stuff, but not mad. But yeah, things where you can't get them. So yeah, he's quite cool. I like him, so I'll play around with him later. Yeah. Should we shout out to the chat? We've got For Mafia, to Cath3, Zero Gravitas, Danny Lee. Yep. Evening, gents. Hope you're enjoying the show so far, and we're about to get into the appetizers.
Yeah. If my camera behaves itself and doesn't explode any minute, that'd be the second camera that's gone fucked up on me.
You're a camera killer, mate. It must be your charming good looks.
It's the glare off my head. It just like fucks cameras up. That's what does it.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at
new releases.
Here we go. Spider-Man. 101 Reasons Not to Pre-Order Anything. Hot Toys Spider-Man No Way Home Black and Gold. £289 plus postage and fees. It doesn't offend me.
No.
I haven't seen the film, so I don't know if this is any good.
Yeah. Film's not out yet, so it's a bit difficult.
It's really hard. Really hard. Because it not being out, I just don't know.
No,
At the end of the day,
and it looks cool.
Okay.
I like the designs and stuff on it. as the guys in CW were saying, and we'll come on to there's another Spider-Man that's been announced, is that it's weird to go with this one where we've got no context of this suit at all. You know, I don't even know if it's in the trailer. I don't remember seeing it. So, you know, but the other one's more like the suit we're used to seeing. So it's a weird one. I mean, if you like the design, then you know it's cool to go for. But I think most of us would think, well, we want to see the film first and see what he actually does in this suit, and is it, you know,
it's such a strange situation. I mean, I know we had it with like Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah.
But I always find it weird. I don't know anything about it. It could be in 2 seconds, and we're seeing a lot of suits from this film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it does make me kind of go, is it going to be any good? So,
yeah.
I mean, it looks a bit weird for me, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I assume it's something to do, it's a sort of Doctor Strange kind of thing as well, isn't it, with all the runes or whatever on there, so... it looks okay, but yeah, it's an odd one, and it obviously came out of nowhere. It was
when was it meant to come out? Was it always a short window, or was it just something they've decided, fuck it?
I can't remember. All I know is that it was only like 120 days or something since it went up for pre-order. But I can't remember what they said the original. I get the impression that it was a lot earlier than expected, but don't quote me on that. I think it came out a bit out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, I think it's safe to say we're quite undecided about it.
Yeah, meant to come out next year. And obviously that's a bit of a theme of this show, is that, you know, there's been a few shock early releases from Hot Toys. And we kind of touched on it last show, that obviously everything is all fucked up with COVID and, you know, the shipping and everything, that they've just got this massive kind of glut of stuff and they're just trying to push it out.
Why add to it though?
I know.
To the
exactly.
Chaos?
Yeah.
Like,
and then we're getting figures that, you know, that were announced nearly 3 years ago, Pennywise, Bass Damage Mark 85, and yet we've got this guy that was announced 4 months ago.
Yeah.
It's got to piss you off if you've got any of those figures.
I'm looking at a pre-order list that's meant to be for next year, and I'm going, if half of that suddenly drops in the next couple of months, and I can't, and I'll be fucked if I'm losing my deposit on them.
Yeah.
If I choose to cancel.
Fuck. Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? Yeah,
we'll talk about that because
we'll
talk about that later because that's really fucked me off. I didn't realise how much it fucked me off until right now. So while we're on the Spider-Man train, this looks so fucking good. The So Toys Green Menace, 177 quid. This makes me want to buy a load of Spider-Man figures.
Yeah,
that's how good this is. It looks
I've got first refusal on Steve's one because I saw it and I was watching Justin's review of it and I thought it looks really cool. And we always talk about the fact that we're all out of Marvel, but we come back in for Spider-Man and. This guy looks fantastic and he looked really good on camera. And I just thought, you know what, Steve pre-orders pretty much everything. So I thought I'll ask him, you got this one on pre-order? Yep. You keeping it? Probably not. I said, right, give me first refusal on that.
Yeah.
And then obviously what I'll probably do is try and pick up the classic Spider-Man that's, I don't know when he's due for release.
The video game one.
That's the one, yeah. The classic suit, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
that would look fantastic.
Yeah, and then basically just have those two just like battling each other. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. It looks so good. Like I love all of it. I love the little pumpkin grenade things.
Yeah.
The glider looks fantastic.
The glider's great, and you've got two options. You can either have it on the flight stand, or it's got two little jets, so you can just stand it on it. And,
the jets is such a good idea.
Yeah.
Such a good idea. Like, love it. This
you know, and he's
I've got not a bad thing to say
175 quid, and that's not bad. You know, when you get the glider and stuff. No, definitely not. So hopefully, I'll pick him up from Steve, and then it'll just be a case of waiting for the I mean, I know there's 101 Spider-Mans to choose from, but I think the classic one from the video game would be the best one to go with it. So I'll wait for him, but he can't be too far off.
Yeah, love it.
But yeah,
absolutely love it.
Really good.
Yeah, and then we had the Hot Toys Mando and Grogu, the quarter scale. The regular's £422 in Hong Kong, and the deluxe is £488. So I really like this.
Yeah.
But it's just like the base is just massive. Like it just wouldn't fit in any of my display cases.
No, because it's got that huge blaster on it, as it for the web cannon, e-web cannon.
Yeah, it's that, and you've got that whole, you've got a whole almost quarter scale IG head.
IG 11, yeah, and it is cool. And again, this I believe this has come out much earlier than expected as well, and it's leading a lot of people to say, is he gonna have a cameo in Book of Boba Fett? Are they trying to cash in on that? Could be, might not be.
Potentially.
I think they've just got all this Mando stuff. They've got most of the molds for the 1/6 stuff, and obviously the quarter scale is kind of just bigger. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he's like in hand. I haven't seen any. I've literally just seen these, the street pictures and everything.
Yeah, boxes in the middle of the street is all I've seen.
Yeah, exactly. But it'd be good to see what people make of it, because I think it'd be quite an impressive figure at quarter scale. But yeah, it's, as you say, the base is huge, and
I like the little arm that they give you on the crib.
Oh, for Grogu, yeah, the pram.
Like, I wish they'd done that with the 6 scale one. Like some of the Mayfix stuff you see.
Yes,
they do that on some of theirs. That would have been quite handy, because you could have moved it about the place instead of it just being on that rock.
So how much is this guy going for? 400 odd, nearly 500. Yeah, it's a big hunk of cash. But then 1/6 figures are pushing the 300s mark now. So it's not,
I know, when you look at it like that, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad at all, is it? And
it's worth saying you got postage on top of that.
Yeah.
So it will pump it up some more.
Mm-hmm.
But on the whole, it's not too bad. Then, if you really wanted to, you've got the quarter scale Grogu for £140. Fuck knows why.
Yeah.
I don't know who would buy this separate.
No.
I really
It makes
don't.
no sense. He's still tiny. And then they've put him on the old classic Death Star base, which is weird, really weird.
He's going to be probably about half the size of a normal 6 scale figure.
Yeah, exactly, and that's going to be like the normal 1/6 scale. We've got a load of those in the back. We'll just use that.
Yeah.
It's
Mind you,
weird.
I'm just happy it's not fucking sand base.
Yeah, the man on the moon, sand base. Yeah.
The 2 little feet.
But then again, he's with the big feet on there.
Yeah.
But I don't
just
care.
just the exact 6 scale sand base. They just It's got tiny feet in a way.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, that would be good. So Grogu on his own, I'm not that thrilled about. But the quarter scale Mando, I'd have that.
Yeah, he does look good.
I'd have that. And then
I suppose he's about the same price as Vader, wasn't he? The quarter scale Vader.
Yeah.
When you think of all the stuff he comes with,
at the moment he's about £12 cheaper than I paid for my Vader.
Yeah, which is pretty good, really, when you think about it. So what he comes with and everything. Yeah,
it's not bad at all. And then we had the X06 Jam Wave for £160. This actually looks pretty good.
It does look really good.
The tailoring looks really good.
Yeah. This is these pictures from I'm not sure if either or not, but Dave James goes by on the Collector Freaks, and he's he's really good. He's really good at he does a lot of his posing, his futzing, everything is brilliant. And he said that the tailoring is exceptional.
Yeah.
He's sort of jury's out on the head sculpt. I think it looks okay. It's a little bit soft, maybe a bit cartoonish.
It's weird because I think if you have it looking down, so that photo on the left and in the middle, I think that looks really good. Like I know exactly who it is.
Yeah.
The one on the right,
Yeah, it looks weird.
It just doesn't quite. And I don't think it's because it's thrown the hair's shown. The hair is throwing too much shadow over the face. I'm not sure, but
could be.
Yeah, the one on the right just looks a little bit off.
But yeah, he said the tailoring and accessories and everything are brilliant. And don't forget these figures are they're the 150, 160 mark, which is an absolute bargain really for figures these days of this quality. And I think the only issue you're going to have with X06 is keeping up with it all if you want to collect them all, because they are coming out thick and fast, which is brilliant. But obviously, it all costs money, and it's not always a good thing.
Doesn't give you a lot of time.
No, it doesn't. And they seem to be selling out quite quick, so you kind of got to get on them, because with obviously with Picard and Data, they sold really well.
Still kicking myself I didn't get Data.
Yeah.
Really am.
But and they keep teasing more and more. I saw a little teaser of Archer. They look really good. Head sculpt for Archer, and obviously we'll talk about the latest pre-order, because the one after this is going to be the emergency doctor, isn't it?
Archer's definitely going to be delayed, 100%.
Yeah,
that'll be a delay, because it's a long time getting from there to here.
Right. Okay. It's a quantum leap.
It is a quantum leap. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, enough of my shit jokes about the theme tune.
Say hello. We've been joined by Mario and Lane. Welcome, chaps. Good to have you.
Hello. What we got next? We got the Present Toys SP17 Ninja Warrior double set. 150 quid plus postage. 150 quid for two figures is absolutely
yeah, because you do get two bodies with this one. So
yeah,
it is two complete figures. Which is Cisco. That Cisco looks great. Can't wait for that one.
I love all the captains, to be fair.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's cool. Because you had the Ra's al Ghul one, didn't you?
He's in here somewhere. Yeah.
Who was it? Who was that by?
Pop Toys.
Yeah.
I think the Shadow Ninja.
Yeah.
So you didn't get, or did you? Yeah, you got the Raz head and the balaclava type shit.
Yeah.
And then I think I put the DX12 head on it, but I've got a Raz head back on it now. Yeah.
He's got Kirk too. If it's done zero, that'll be interesting because obviously Nanjing has done Kirk in with QMX, and that was an Indigo sculpt, but presumably QMX are still going to own the rights to that. I don't know how it was done, so whether or not they can just, because that sculpt was great, whether they can just use that same mould again or whether they've got to do it again.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting. Whether Indigo owns the intellectual property, I don't know how that all works, because it's not official. It was official through QMX, and obviously with Nanjing as well, but I don't know. But it'd be interesting to see, because that sculpt was really good. So even if you got that one again, it would be bang on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, Present Toys. So I was doing a bit of homework today because, we talk about them a lot, and it seems every show we're getting one or two, new releases coming soon from them.
They're starting to dribble through.
Yeah, and people are saying, they haven't released anything, and where's Indy? Indy's the big one.
Yeah.
So I've gone.
The two big.
Yeah, so I went through, and they've to date they've announced 36 figures. The first 5 of it's funny, their first 2 releases, one was a sneaker display shelf, and the second one was 14 pairs of sneakers. So it's like a basketball sneakers rack. Then they went with Django and Calvin Candy from Django Unchained. They've been out. They did The Godfather. They did Don Corleone. He's been out. The first one that hasn't been released is the Iron Man Mark III construction. Whether they've hit some technical snags with that one or...
Didn't even realise that was one that they did.
No, I know, because I was going back through and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Then we had the classic Galactic Predator. Yondu. The Agent, James Bond, and then Michael Corleone. So they've all been released. Then you've got 3 that haven't. You've got Constantine, Truman Burbank, and Indy. So they're SP 10, 11, and 12. This is 17. So I was just interested to see what they'd skipped. And then you've got the next, and also before this one, SP15 is Tony Montana, and then 16 is Officer K from Blade Runner. And then you get to, the Back to the Future is 21. So it begs the question, where are the ones that were announced earlier? You know, where's Constantine, Truman, and Indy? Because I know a lot of people are obviously interested in Indy because they want to start to put together their... Yeah, exactly. Or people that, you can't... There's no point buying the Hot Toys as a base now because most of it's shit. Most of it's degraded and fallen apart. And they go for 400 quid, even with all the stuff all, degraded. So
you've got to be some kind of fucking idiot to be paying 400 quid for one of them.
And I saw one, and it said, it just needs gluing together. You can't glue that stuff together. It's fallen apart. It's just, good luck if you want to try and glue that together. The bag straps in 7 pieces. So
anyone who's telling you to fucking glue bits of that Indy together,
what a cunt.
It's impossible. So so it's just interesting. So hopefully we'll start seeing, they'll start filling the gaps, the ones that haven't come out that were announced before this one. And obviously Indy's probably the most arsed after one. So
it's bad, isn't it? Fucking glue bit. I still can't get over a fucking Indy that's falling to bits. 400 quid, you just got to glue it together.
Yeah, and it's like, what bits are you actually going to use of that? None of it.
Because people used to go mad for the bodies, but the bodies have been done so many times now. They're just a generic.
They're so old as well, and when you look at them, they've got a really thin waist. The shoulders are too wide. That's 10 years ago. We've come a long way since then, and I probably, the only bit that probably is worth having is the boots and the web belt, because you can't fucking get those for love the money. Is it?
You can literally buy 1/6 scale fucking dead cats and fucking God knows what else, and really fucking freaky
dogs
shit
taking
on the Python
shits.
groups. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But a fucking web belt without a Nazi symbol on it would be fucking brilliant. But for some reason, no, we don't do that.
It's one of the hardest things to find. It's ridiculous.
It is. It's insanely hard for what it is. Just for a tiny.
You've probably got about 40 quid's worth of useful stuff in that set, and everything else is just. So anyway, we're Present Toys, they're getting some stuff out there, and we'll watch eagerly to see when the indie makes it out. Hopefully soon, because I'm interested to see how it turns out. To be honest, I'm not going to buy one, but I'd like people to be able to have, a decent, cheap figure to start.
Options.
Exactly. And if it's only cost you 150 quid, then it's a good base to start adding bits and pieces and not costing an absolute fortune before you even started. But that's cool. So what we got? And then we got
the VTS Toys VM 36 Ghost of Battle Collector's Edition for 270 quid. I think we spoke about this not that long ago, but I still like it. It's fantastic.
It looks cool. All I can say is, man, not hot. I mean, he's packing some clothes there.
He is. There's obviously a chill in the air, and he's layering up.
He is layering up. Yeah,
can you not tell? It's autumn. Look at the leaves.
Yes,
he's getting a bit nippy.
It's very orange. The thing we haven't shown here is the fox, which is has won the title of worst 6 scale animal, even beating out Einstein. I think it's shocking. It's horrendous.
It's bad. It's fucking horrible.
But he looks cool. He's got tons of stuff, and I assume they're metal swords, which look really nice.
So I've not played. I think this is from a game. I've not played.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for it to drop down in price a bit before I venture.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's cool.
I do. And then we have the... I'm not even going to go into the massive fucking serial number that these fuckers have given this. This is the Cyber Killer, 165 quid, and we don't have a release date for it. Because it's out now. Fucking idiot.
That's out now, mate, yeah.
Yeah, 165 quid. Yeah, it looks alright.
Yeah.
A lot of pleather.
Yeah. That coat will not cease to exist in a few years' time, I think.
Yeah.
It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. But I mean, with the new Matrix film coming out, I think we're going to start to see a lot more Matrix type stuff, which is fine.
It's alright. Not for me, but
no. Head sculpt looks quite good.
Yeah.
Hands in the accessory panel again, so
good
to know we're getting hands, which is always fucking handy if you'll forget the pun.
6 of them if she's got 2 on to start with.
I know.
But, it's not that generous.
Bad,
but,
isn't it? Yeah. But so that was it. Actually, coming out. Well, what was released was pretty good.
That's not bad. That's quite a good week for stuff coming out. But
I've got a feeling
we're finding this, aren't we? Everything is just
few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to get absolutely
it's piling up.
Yeah. So let's have a look at
coming soon.
And this guy looks great.
Yes, I am loving this. I've got nowhere to put it. It wouldn't fit in with anything, but it looks really good. So this is the Star Race Toys General Thade with Warhorse. This is 350 quid at June to April 2022. You can get Thade on his own for 216, the Warhorse on its own for 146, or like I said, both for 350.
So this is from the Tim Burton one, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's an odd that they've just suddenly plucked this out of seemingly nowhere. It looks brilliant. I love it. But yeah, I mean, that film's got to be 15, 20 years old. I quite liked it, actually. I didn't mind it.
I mean, it's not something that I must admit that I think gets a lot of hate. Like, I don't. I remember watching it and thought it was okay. Like, it's Mark Wally Wahlberg.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but I think the designs and the costumes and stuff are really cool.
Yeah.
And he does look really good. Obviously he's got a fur coat on there. So it'd be interesting to see how they do that. But yeah, it looks pretty good.
I'd imagine.
I don't know why he went the horse on its own, to be honest. But
no. But the horse underneath the armour looks fucking horrible.
It does.
Like, it looks
really
like
plasticky, really shiny, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like they've got a fucking Barbie one and just shoved all that armour on it.
Yeah, it's
like,
not the best.
The horse is horrendous.
It is.
But Thade is pretty cool, so I don't know how they've managed to do Thade as good as that.
No.
And then shove him on a plastic piece of shit horse.
It'd be good. It's interesting to see whether they see this as the start of a line, and they're going to introduce some more characters from the film. Be odd to just do one, I suppose, wouldn't it? But
yeah, I mean, the only thing that worries me is Star Race Toys always put up. Well, actually, saying that, what they normally do is put up a really good render, and then when it comes to actually this point where they're showing us it, it's then utter dog shit. So for once, they've put up a bar in the horse. They've put up something that actually looks okay.
Yeah, and they've obviously put a lot of R&D into the body and the suit and stuff. So you'd think they're trying to try and get some other apes out of it.
I reckon it's going to be like Chewie. So it will be like a suit that's had the hair that's then head.
Yeah,
so it would be like that.
Because you've got that. There's the massive guy, isn't there? That was played by the guy that died, the Michael somebody, isn't it? The guy from Green Mile. So you'd think they'd maybe do him as well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a good one. And then we had. Well, I mean, what the fuck is this? So this is. I mean, honestly, like, fuck's sake. So Daft Toys. This is the 1/6 scale Seb's figure with piano for 225 quid at Q2 2022. I mean, this is from that weird dancing film, La La Land. I couldn't
stand it. Hated it.
Yeah, it's from Vagina Land. It's I've never seen the film. I don't exactly.
I wouldn't bother.
Trust me, Pete, I wasn't.
No. No, but I mean, I wouldn't have gone out my way to watch it. The missus wanted to watch it, and she hated it as well. It's just arse, to be honest, and it's so pretentious, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's amazing," and all this. I mean, the only good thing about it is if you really need a piano, that might be all right. Just chuck the figure in a bin.
I'm probably more excited by the piano than I am by anything else. I don't even think the sculpt is particularly that good.
It's not. It's not.
I can tell who it is, so it's not like Gosling, it's utter shit. But
it's a little bit wonky. The eyes look a bit too close together, and it's a bit odd, isn't it? Yeah. So again, another weird one from left field for.
I mean, if I'm honest, Zero Gravitas, I can't see anyone buying it, even if it did have an Everstone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a no from me. But
yeah. But we cover everything. We like to.
We can't every week go. It's the same old stuff, and then
the shit is out there, but
it's not for us. It might be for other people, but it's just not one for us.
No, exactly.
So we then had the Chong Toys. The Man Suffers, 126 quid at Q2 2022. He is fucking suffering some kind of eating disorder. His clothes are so fucking big.
Exactly. That suit looks atrocious.
I mean, when I first saw this, I thought it was meant to be the bad guy from Iron Man 3, which is the same character. It's the same actor.
Yeah.
But I was
Guy
like,
Pearce.
what? Yeah, I was like, what? When the fuck did he have all that other shit? Like why has
the
he got a
gun
phone
and stuff?
And then I realised it was from a completely different film that I've never seen before. And I was like,
have you not seen the film?
Figure. No.
Memento.
I know.
It's
I know
a decent film.
I know the body's all covered in tattoos on this.
Yeah. They'll all just rub off.
So I'm guessing he just tattoos himself because he can't remember shit.
Exactly, and it all plays backwards. It's a clever film, but why the fuck would you want a figure of it? It's just a man in a suit, badly fitting suit.
It's really bad.
It's horrible.
It is
really
so
horrible.
it's not one for us.
Yeah,
not one for us. And we thought by putting it after the La La Land figure might make it look a little bit better, but it hasn't.
I'd still choose this one over La La Land, but that's like with a gun to my head.
Because actually, credit where credit's due, the head sculpt is pretty good.
The sculpt's better than the La La Land one, yeah.
Yeah. Way better.
But it's not. No.
Yeah. So, talking of men in suits, we got the Craze.
Yeah,
so it's the Tough Guys Craze Brothers, 165 each out Q2 2022. Now, this is more like it. I like these.
Yeah. So
like these.
So they're both played by Tom Hardy, but they're so very different looking. Because one of them's like, I don't know which one is it. Which one's which?
Is Reggie? Which one's the gay one? Is that Reggie or Ronnie?
The fatter one is the gay one.
Yeah, I can't remember which Craig brother he is.
Yeah, he's also the nutter, I believe.
He's my favourite.
Yeah,
it's when he turns up to the pub in the film, and he's going, I turned up. So who's bought a shooter? I turned up for a knife fight. And he's going, you're taking the piss, and storms off, and then comes back with the hammers. Yeah,
the two hammers. Yeah, so like the other. I say it's Reggie. He's got no weapons, but the other guy's got two hammers and a Luger.
Yeah.
But they look really good. I think I like the sculpts. I think they've got a little bit of a cartoony look to them, but they do look like Tom Hardy, but like really different as well. Because obviously he does look quite different as the other brother.
Yeah, he
with
does.
his sort of fat suit and stuff on, and
I
like him. I've got.
What he says about that, he's bush. So I really want to hurt him. I really want to twist him up like a fucking pretzel.
Yeah, it makes you want to watch it again.
Yeah, it's a really good film.
Yeah.
And I remember when I watched it, I had no expectation of it whatsoever. I thought it was just going to be utter shit.
Yeah.
And I went in and absolutely really liked it.
I think Tom Hardy elevates films. I really like him. I think he's great, and he like just becomes the characters, doesn't he? And I like these. I think they're cool. I quite, Yeah, I wouldn't buy them. I'm not saying I'd have them, but I think I like them. And if you're into that kind of, like, if you're into your gangsters and stuff, I think they look really good together. especially with the double hammers on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like them. Yeah, I'd have a set. And then we had Maggie Rae for 30 Maggie Rae for 140 quid at June to July 2022. Not a bad looking figure, but I just don't give a shit.
No, exactly. As I say, it's probably a quick skip on this. I think the head sculpt's not bad. Doesn't come with a lot. And I'm kind of so done with Walking Dead. I just watch it because I have invested 10 years of my life, more than that, in it.
I tried.
And I will see it to the end. And I think
tried to get back into it.
I think there are literally 8 episodes left coming next year. So at this stage, Maggie's obviously widow because of her hubby got his brain smashed out by Lucille. But yeah, she's kind of been forced to be close to and have to work with Negan. So obviously there's a lot of beef between them. But yeah, it's boring. So nice figure, but yeah, I'm kind of I won't be collecting any Walking Dead stuff.
I'm a bit, again, like we said it before, but it's just TV characters.
Yeah,
tend to
again,
put me off.
Yeah. Because are you still going to look at that in 10 years' time and go, oh yeah, still, they're the ones you're going to move on, I think. But
yeah. So Colin's just chimed in. A bit surprised there was no blogger photos for the quarter scale Mando. Also no unboxings in a while. Probably low on the orders from the HK folk. Yeah, I think it's more okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be the next couple of days we're starting to see them.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit early days.
It's a bit early for it. Just literally just sort of hot off the press kind of thing.
Yeah. Now this next one I'm liking.
I have ordered.
So yes, it didn't surprise me. So this is the Asmus Old Bilbo, 140 quid at Q2 2022. See, if I'm going to have a Bilbo, I want the Martin Freeman one, but I would have this. This would
I mean, you got to have both really. So yeah,
now,
so
you're the Lord of the Rings fan here, right?
I am.
You're way more into it than I am. He doesn't wear the same clothes as Martin Freeman, does he? No. So all this nonsense and bullshit we're saying, people going, I'd like a Martin Freeman head sculpt.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work at all, would it? I'm not making that up. I'm not imagining that they would.
And every time I say that, I'm like, well, they've done Martin Freeman Bilbo. Buy that figure as well. Why, this... Obviously, Ian Holm played him 10 years before Martin Freeman did. And they did do a small flashback scene of him made to look young. But he doesn't wear the exact same clothes, and he certainly doesn't wear these. These are his like old man. It's his smoking jacket and his finery from when he comes back with all his treasure and stuff from Snout.
This is rich Bilbo. This is
exactly.
Poor Bilbo.
So respect to my fellow Ringcast presenter Zach, but they've done Martin Freeman. If you want that figure, buy that figure. If you want old Bilbo, buy this figure.
Because I must admit, I did think the clothes were very different, but because I'm very new to Lord of the Rings,
you're right.
Am I thinking right?
No, and they've got obviously the interchangeable jacket, so that's for when he leaves the Shire. Obviously, he puts a coat on instead of his smoking jacket. Yeah, the rucksack is very similar to the Martin Freeman one.
That makes sense though. Like I get the bag being very similar.
Yes, he's got the book, his pipe, his cane. I'm not sold on that base at all. I can't really make out what is he standing in a cow pat.
I don't get it because on the website they like zoomed in on what looked like a dead animal and was like
I don't really understand. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't bother me. I've ordered from Asmus anyway. The base doesn't do anything for me, but I thought, well, I might as well have it if it's coming. The sculpt, I like it. People complained that they'd like to have a more smiling one, but again, he's quite a troubled man.
He was very pissed off.
Yeah, he was, because he'd had enough. He'd lived too long. He wanted out, and he was quite pissed off. I think it's because we obviously get the interchangeable head, and it's basically the evil snarling head when he tries to take the ring back from Bilbo in Rivendell. It's an odd choice. It's quite cool, but I don't think you display
when they
with
showed
that.
this in front of the bag end door.
Yeah.
I thought it would be, and at the time I thought it would be really cool to get the snarling head. I really like the snarling head as an inclusion.
Yeah, it looks good.
I like it.
Yeah.
But this, and again I go on about it, this would have been perfect to have a bust with.
Yes.
So
yeah.
what they could have done is given you a little sculpted torso that you can hang the smoking jacket on. Or
Yeah,
hang
it would be nice.
the jacket on, and then plonk the head on, the alternative
Yeah.
head. So it may not have matched because obviously he wasn't wearing a smoking jacket.
Yeah, I can't remember what clothes he was wearing, to be honest, in that scene. They're probably completely different again.
But it just would have been nice to give you that option to display
Yeah.
it instead of a weird grass base.
Yeah, so I think when I get him, I'm going to display him as he's just leaving the Shire. So he's going to have the jacket on, the rucksack on, his staff, that sort of look. But yeah, I've got to have him. You know, I love Ian Holm, and he's sadly departed now. But he's brilliant. He's always been brilliant at everything he's done, and you know,
I really like the head sculpt.
Yeah, I think it's really good. And to me, he's he's the definitive. I didn't mind Martin Freeman, but Ian Holm's my Bilbo.
I see. For me, coming new into it, Freeman for me is my Bilbo.
Yeah, it's because obviously Bilbo's not really that much. He's not in Lord of the Rings that much.
Yeah.
He kind of bookends it, and you know, but obviously the Hobbit, he's the main man, and but yeah, no, it's great to have him, and obviously we've got Gollum. I've got Gollum on order as well. So yeah, that might just about do me, I think. For Lord of the Rings, unless they do a Sauron.
I literally wanted to jump head first into Lord of the Rings, and I think now I've settled down a bit. I'm like, I could probably do with moving Legolas on and getting something like Bilbo.
Yeah.
And having Gandalf and Bilbo. I think that would be a nice pairing.
They work really well. I've got the Sideshow Gandalf with my Martin Freeman Bilbo.
Because I know I'm just not going to build up the Fellowship like I originally wanted.
No.
So I'm kind of now I'm thinking, should I just cut my losses? And I don't know. I need to think over Christmas, because actually Legolas is pretty cool. But
Zero says, have they done a Witch King?
A couple of them have.
Yeah,
the Witch King
ACI did Witch King before they lost the license to Asmus. So I don't think Asmus they've done him as the white spectral version. He came out a little while ago, but not the. Yeah, so we've been joined by Brenton, Andre, Equan. Welcome, guys, and Andre's just here. So this is the Skeletor he's talking about. This Bishop. Obviously, a little link there because Ian Holm played Ash in Alien.
Yes.
Yeah, I was a bit. I saw the in-hand pictures of Bishop, and I thought the head sculpt looked too small and lacking in detail, and the body they put it on was like something out of like Sideshow 2005. Really plasticky. The arms were a different colour to the hands, and so yeah, I think really a lot of people were saying that you were buying it for the ripped in half figure, with all the white gunk on him, and the other one was a bit of a disappointment. So I'm kind of glad that I just kept my custom and didn't jump on that one, because
it's very expensive for what it was.
Yeah, and I mean, you get 2 figures, I guess, or 1.5 figures, but
the Android blood looked like Tipex all over the place.
Yeah, and then they said, but there was none on the face, so it was all a bit haphazard. So yeah, it's a shame that. But yeah, no, Bilbo, love him. So and the tailoring's always fantastic on Asmus figures, so it's going to look really nice.
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah,
it is always good. And then we had the So Toys Classic Trickster £157 at Q2 2022. I really like this.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I like both the scopes. I like the crocodile. All of it. All of it's great. I really like it. I even forgive him for reusing that base for the millionth time. Like,
yeah.
I like it.
I think people saying they'd like to have the throne as well, and it's interesting there wasn't an option. You know, there's not a deluxe option with the throne.
Yeah, that would look really good. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So Toys are absolutely fucking killing it.
They are. And obviously we'll come on to it later, but they're up there in the nominations for most improved company. And I think some people always say that they can't back them because they're not. Yeah, it's all unlicensed. But
go suck a dick.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Just only people who are really fucking pretentious do that type of shit, and it really winds me up because if they released a figure that they really fucking wanted, they drop all that shit straight away and buy it.
But they're releasing stuff that the big names will never do, and we've talked about that. They fill the gaps, don't they? They're the niche releases. And it looks brilliant. I mean, it's and it's your another. There was another option to get the alligator. Loki further down the list here. Brenton, we haven't got to Venom and Spider yet, so you've joined us in time.
Yeah, they are on the list. They are there. I'd get this. I think if I had Loki on pre-order, this would be an instant pre-order as well. So talking of good. Loki, we have the Hot Toys present Loki. This is the premium edition. It's limited to 1,500. I'm not going to call it pieces because that's fucking pretentious as well. 1,500 figures. So on Sideshow, it's listed as 220 quid with no release date, which was weird. Right. But on the whole, because you can get a standard one.
So this is all the extra stuff you get with it. It's kind of stickers and posters and.
This is they've called this the Loki back to school kit.
Yeah, it's like it's Asda puts out, isn't it, with all the
pretty
pencil
much
case and
stationery.
Yeah.
And a mini light box.
Yeah,
fair enough. Don't get me wrong. Like, people are fucking like knocking one out over the fact that this is limited, and finally Hot Toys are doing it.
John's been all over that,
which is fine. Like, if that's your bag, fine. Yeah. If I would like to see if they are going to go down doing certain limited releases, I would like to see the figure being better as opposed to just giving me a load of cheap shit and a T-shirt that won't fit me.
No, it'll be a small. It's not going to fit anyone that would actually buy this figure.
No, and then a load of like fucking stickers and shit that I'm just not going to use. No. And plus, because it's so limited, you're not going to use the stickers. You're going to keep them in the fucking box.
And I dare say that it will sell out, and then they'll go for stupid money. But you're not going to actually enjoy any of the extra stuff. And if you want to keep it to sell on, you've got to keep you won't be able to get the figure
Brenton's
out.
Hit the nail on the head. Odd choice to add stickers instead of another head sculpt or something. Yeah, make it worth.
And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of. I know that statue buyers love it, but I don't. I'm not one of these elitists that wants to say, I've got one of 50. That doesn't bother me.
I couldn't give the tiniest of shits, really.
I couldn't.
If something's numbered or not. It just doesn't. I mean, all the power to you. If that's what you like, then great.
No, it doesn't bother me. If I'm all for it. Whoever wants a figure, you should be able to get hold of one.
Yeah, maybe do the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives and all that. Make those limited, and you can only get them certain places, and number those to your heart's content. Not a problem. But this just seems a weird choice for me.
And it's all muck, all the stuff, isn't it? Really,
it's all shit. I would just get the standard edition, a Marvel Studios T-shirt.
I think this. You talk about £100 extra. I think for this version, aren't we? It's not
for some stickers.
Yeah,
a T-shirt which you can probably get off of eBay, albeit without the Hot Toys bit. And what, a little light box?
Yeah,
not for me.
No.
But
so the figure
says seem more like Hot Toys testing the water to see if they can get away with this kind of crap. Yep, and they will.
They probably will.
People will fucking lap it up. Figure itself,
the figure
really
looks
like.
great. Cool Alligator. I think he's got the measure of the So Toys, but figure looks cool.
I mean,
nice.
Yeah, figure wise, I really like it. I think the tailoring looks good. The head sculpt looks great.
Yeah.
And for once, they can do a smiling face that doesn't look fucking horrific.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I've noticed with these is how big the fucking forehead must be to accommodate.
Yeah. Yes, because you took that away.
Yeah, you can see his full hairline, and then he's still got that in the middle with a gap above it.
Yeah.
His head must be like that. Like,
that is huge, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, I'm a bald guy, right? And it would be like just saying my hair would start there.
Yeah.
You know, and having something across
I hadn't thought of that actually, but yeah, if you kind of like imagine with that missing. But yeah, no, it does look, especially the angle on the right, it looks bang on.
Oh yeah. It is good. I do, on the whole, I do like the figure. I just think the extras they give you is a sack of shit. Cool. So that was
here we are.
Loki, yes. Carnage, Venom,
big boy.
Even. Carnage, fucking Venom. Yes. So Venom, he is out. He's up for pre-order, and he's £422, out 2023 April to June. I quite like this, but I quite liked the first one. So
yeah,
but people seem to be quite upset by this.
They are very upset.
I don't get it. I hold my hands up. I don't get it. I don't get why you'd be upset by this. It's not out till 2023. For fuck's sake.
So basically, by appearance, the basic figure is the same as the one that's just come out, which is from the first movie.
So I haven't seen the film, but I'm assuming that if people are pissed off by that, he looks completely different in this new film, does he?
No, I don't think so. I think the reason they're pissed off is because the first one's just come out, and some people still haven't got it. So it's kind of like that Mando situation where people, some people had them, some people didn't. But before it came out, they'd put the Carnage figure up for pre-order, which came with the Eddie Brock head sculpt, the half transformed head sculpt. And it had the bust, so you could display it. So they were kind of saying, look, if you want this head sculpt, then you need to buy this, whatever it was, £400 Carnage figure to go with your Venom from the first movie. And then literally, and say some people haven't even received their Venom yet, they then solicit this one where you get the head sculpt.
But would you realistically just be buying Carnage for the Eddie Brock head sculpt?
No, you wouldn't. But how are you going to get it? You'd be pissed off if you'd bought the first Venom, and then they brought this one out with the head sculpt.
See, I don't think I would be.
Yeah.
Because it would be different if they said we're putting out for pre-order and it's going to be out in 2 months' time. And I'm like, fuck you, I still haven't got mine yet. But this is out, when did I say? 2023?
Yeah.
Like, it's such a long way off. And I'm not being funny as well. Like, if I've only just jumped on the first Venom, I've got to be fucking stupid. Because we know, as soon as they announced Carnage, as soon as that fucking film was even shown, that you're gonna get another Venom. So I don't understand why people think this is a slap in the face. Like, I don't get it. I didn't even get it in Mando because people don't seem to understand. You have a Series 1 Mando and a Series 2 Mando. You have a Venom from the first film.
And Hot Toys are going to bring out every single version they can.
And it's not necessarily Hot Toys' fault that films are coming out the way they're coming out. Like, I don't understand it. I think it's just a weird one to get pissed off about, because even if you've got the first Venom on pre-order, you're going to get it miles before this comes out anyway. So, and I'm not.
Yeah, people don't seem to take that into account. That's the problem.
No,
and they're saying, well, I've paid £400 for this one, But if I'd waited and ordered this one for £400, whatever it is, for then I get that extra head sculpt that I wasn't getting with the other one. But that is the thing. It's not anybody's fault. That is the nature of this game. And as you say, buying a figure. I don't know when the original Venom went up, how long ago it went up for pre-order, but obviously if you pre-ordered it.
The Venom figures from the Venom from the first film was put up for pre-order miles after the first film came out.
Yeah.
So you've got this weird lag where Venom came out, nothing. All of a sudden they dropped Venom and went, for pre-order. Then it released. In between that time, the second film gets announced and bought out. So Hot Toys are obviously going to start to make figures from that.
Yeah.
It would be mad to think that they wouldn't. So I think people were so entitled. So now they've done a character from the first of what is going to be a series of films. They cannot do any more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That would be very similar to saying, okay, Captain America, they did that once, they don't need to do that again.
Yeah.
But why would they push Carnage forward too? When's Carnage out? Is that coming out about the same time as this, or is this like a couple of months before?
Who knows?
I'm not sure.
No.
But even then, like, it's just a weird thing to get pissed off about, if I'm honest, because even if you've got the first one, this doesn't devalue it. You've still got an option to be able to get the head sculpts.
Well, see, people are saying that it does devalue it. At the point of where this one comes out, because obviously if you're going to buy a Venom second hand, and they're roughly the same price, you're going to go for the one that's got the sort of the half head sculpt as well.
But they won't be the same price though. You're always going to, as soon as a new figure as soon as a sequel figure comes out, never mind if it looks the same or it's different.
Yeah.
It's kind of like going, okay, when my Avengers 1 Captain America came out and I bought it, I expect it to always hold that value. But when we're like 12 Captain Americas down the line, I'm not going to expect to get the same amount for that as I can do, say, a Winter Soldier Captain America.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, it's the same thing. It's the same character, but it's just him from a different film.
Yeah,
so
and again, it just
lose
underlines that point. Don't buy these figures to sell them on or make money. Buy them because you love them and you want to display them. And if you have to sell it or you decide to sell it later on, then expect that to fluctuate. Most of the time, you can get your money back, but some figures you can't because, as you say, they'll be superseded by a better version that people want more. But that's just
I've got no doubt at the end of the month we're going to see another Boba Fett. We're going to see another one. So if I suddenly this month decide I'm going to pre-order a Mandalorian Boba Fett, I'm not going to start throwing my toys out my pram in a couple of months when they release one that looks exactly
they'll announce the ones
same
from the TV show that's going to hit on the 29th of December. Yeah, exactly. And they'll make some little differences. I mean, I think I've already seen a figure where it's got like different leg guards and things and bits. So obviously that's going to get announced pretty soon. And you can tell that. And if you haven't already pre-ordered the Mando and you like the Boba Fett, wait and see what the one in the TV series is like, and then make your choice. So
Andre says they're making strange choices, pushing and delaying figures recently makes no difference to me as I'm not into Venom, but I've definitely been cautious with pre-orders. Yes, we're going to talk about that later because that's a very valid point.
Yeah, and Brenda says, rule of collecting, never buy to make money, buy what you love. And we're lucky that actually in this hobby you can get most of your money back. And some figures go up, some figures don't, but don't ever see it as an investment or
personally I would keep hold of the first one if I had it, and then when this one came out, if I wanted it, I'd buy it, and then I'd paint a fucking Spiderman symbol on the chest of the first one, which
is the one that everyone says they want.
So I'd do that. But it just seems something weird to me to get the arse about. But
and there's also they're doing this thing that they're not charging an NRD. Sideshow aren't charging an NRG for Venom battling Spider or Carnage or integrated suit Spider.
They've done that with a few figures though, haven't they? Where There's a few Star Wars ones where they did that, where they didn't take.
Yeah. So is it a Sony kind of agreement? You know, because they're obviously all from that.
I don't know.
Well, the Spidey's Marvel, isn't it? So it's funny. It's just that they're sort of Spider-Man Venom, but yeah.
It would
at least you've got
with the
nothing to lose
Spider-Man
there.
ones. It's because they know there's a shit ton of suits,
Yeah.
and because they're all coming out pretty thick and fast. Yeah, I suppose it's probably to save people having to keep cancelling. And
Yeah, exactly, and asking for it back. Yeah, so
yeah,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
probably easier for them not to have to process that type of bullshit.
Probably.
They probably
As you say, you can, with those, you can obviously pre-order it and make your choice later on without any sort of financial penalty for that. But
yeah, so that was the No Way Home. No, sorry, that was Carnage. So
Carnage.
Next one is the No Way Home. Is the Spider-Man No Way Home Battling Edition. So this is a movie promo, 385 out Q1, Q2 2023. I really like this. I think this looks really good.
Yeah.
I like the battle damage on the suit. I'm not a big fan of the battle damage on the head sculpt.
No.
It just looks like someone's kind of flicked a bit of shit at it and gone,
Yeah, just that one mark on the top of the head.
yeah, it just seems a bit random.
It does look good, and this is what we were talking about earlier. Is this would have made more sense to be the one that they released before the movie, because it's not a big surprise suit. It's it's basically another sort of iteration of the tech suit. Would have been made more sense to have this one coming out, I think, with the hype of the movie and stuff. Yeah, but it does look good. I don't know what the box thing is. That's obviously a plot MacGuffin for the movie. Some sort of Doctor Strange thing or whatever, maybe. Is that a packet of cigarettes he's got down the bottom there, or a shaver? I don't know.
Where?
Under the web shooter.
That's a phone. What type of
Is
fucking
it?
phone have you got? Yeah.
Oh, it's the screen of the phone, is it? I can see that. Oh,
Pete's still rocking a fucking Nokia 3310. That's why you don't recognise the fucking iPhone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, it doesn't have a screen like that. It's just green.
Yeah, he's just playing Snake on it all fucking day.
The box is important. I just keep thinking of the mother boxes in Justice League. It's like, why has everyone got these weird
That's exactly what
boxes?
I kept thinking.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. That's how he brings back the Snyderverse.
yeah.
With the fucking MacGuffin. But yeah, I mean, I really like it. I haven't really got too much to say about it. I think the suit's good. I like the colours. I like the more bluey colour than the black.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
No, it's good. It's cool.
It's a bit pricey, not going to lie.
I guess the base is pushing that price up quite a bit, isn't it?
The base looks really similar to the one that came with one of the Raimi Spider-Men.
Right.
But yeah, looks okay. Doesn't offend me.
No.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then we had the Flashpoint Studios. I fucking love the fact this is swelled. The Garda. 157 quid. The Garda. 157 quid Q2 2022.
Don't worry, your eyes haven't gone wrong. It's a very low res picture, and all the ones I found were of the same quality. So,
I mean, on the whole, I don't think this is too bad. It's just if you can put one of those masks on it. If you put a mask on it, I think it could potentially look okay.
Yeah,
I mean, those ankles are pretty baggy though.
Yeah, they are. But obviously you get the two looks. You can go with the wrestler look, or and obviously they've swelled the Spider-Man logo out to try and it's fairly obvious that it's not going to look like that.
What? Swirl it out on the Spider-Man suit, but not on these pajamas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one's all right.
Yeah.
But again, it's this jumping on the Spider-Man hype train. There's no shortage of Spider-Man stuff coming out.
Yeah, you can't knock it because Flashpoint they did the other. Oh no, I'm thinking of Thunder Toys.
I tell you, mate, there's too many companies out there now. It's
a lot of them are hitting the Rami.
Thunder Toys is the one that just came out. Yeah.
I mean, the head sculpts on this aren't great. They're a very stern-looking Peter Parker.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is it just one? Because they look very different. I know someone's drawn glasses on one of them. But the one on the left looks quite good, and the one with glasses looks shit. So, but it looks like it's just one head with a pair of glasses. So
it looks to me like you can take this suit off to be able to put all those extra clothes on.
Yeah.
I would ironically be probably buying this more for the wrestling suit.
Yeah, I think that's what people would. Yeah,
than I would for the actual Spider-Man suit.
Yeah,
that suit. More I look at it, the more I mean, he's fucking packing some there.
He is packing.
He is. No wonder his spidey sense is tingling.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
You'd have your eye out with that. But, so yeah, it's probably more for the wrestling suit than the stripper Spider-Man. But yeah, and then it's all right. And then we had this. So this is the IAS Toys 1/6 scale male head sculpt for £31. So if you wanted to know what Mysterio's slightly special brother looks like, you're trying to have a shit, this is it. This is just not good.
It's just pointless because first the Mysterio figure comes with a head sculpt, and it's 100 times better than this. Yep. The only reason anyone would even think about buying this is if it didn't exist with the figure. It's terrible.
It's like they've taken Tony Stark's hair from the race suit one, shoved it on a different head sculpt. It just looks.
I look how close his mouth is to the bottom of his face. Man's got no chin.
Look how close the cunt's eyes are together.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
And his boss side as well.
You're like, it's like, no, not for me. It's just.
It's embarrassing.
It is bad.
Yeah.
How much was it? Not that I want to buy
30 quid.
31
you said 31 quid. It's not...
31 quid.
Yeah.
So that's insulting as well. Round down, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
31
exactly.
quid. Fuck off.
I don't see them selling any of these because anyone that's got the figure has got the head sculpt, which is much better than this one.
Jake Gyllenhaal and trucks. Now, it's him after reconstructive surgery after he's been hit by a fucking truck. Like, that is bad.
Yeah.
That is like... But this is Sex Pest Mysterio. That's literally what his victims see when he comes at them. That is just horrendous. He's like... Not great. I mean, that is bad. Bad.
Gave us a laugh, though.
Fucking hell, it gives me fucking nightmares, Pete. Never mind a laugh.
Yeah.
So, on to these. So, Pop Toys Guard, Europa and Horse, silver and black versions, 210 quid, or was it 180 just for the horse?
Yeah.
So, Q2 2022.
Andre says he's buying one and he's not even got Mysterio.
It's because it's a piece of collecting history.
It is.
That's what it is. It's that bad you're kind of forced to buy it.
Yeah, I stuck these in. I always like to have a little medieval flavour in. Pop Toys just seem to be like announcing new figures every week. I think they're cool. Mostly metal. The head sculpts aren't great. The hair looks very synthetically shiny. And again, the horses, I don't know if they're much good underneath the armour and everything, but it's good. Again, we like to...
It's better than the Star Race toys. Than the Star Race toys horse stand, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Much better. And I think the Pop Toys do great. Pop Toys and Coup Models, two companies that do really good medieval and knights armour and stuff. Always good quality. And I just saw these pop up, so I thought I'd stick them in there. Quite cool. They do quite a lot of female ones. But yeah,
I like the little armour stand you get.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
What is, because this thing ain't my bag at all, but
no.
I really like the accessories and stuff they give you. I like the way they give you something that actually, if you are going to be a weird Python dolly man, you can do what you like with the figure and actually have the armour displayed.
Yes, and they've done that for quite a while, which is nice. because they've got a full outfit underneath, stuff like that. So yeah, I just think they put out some really good stuff, and that's there's a whole kind of collectors that just buy all the historical stuff, and I'm a member of one of the groups on Facebook, and there's some brilliant stuff, and people do some really good custom, and they get like the real like finicky details of that particular outfit from 13 whatever, and they get really kind of geeky on it, but yeah, they look brilliant, some of them, and so it's good to see. And then you can talk. I saw these pop up today, which from the Vikings TV show.
Yes. So it's been a while since I watched it, but these are coup models. Viking Conquerors, 195 for the Warrior, 245 for the Berserker, and 310 for the Feudal Lord out Q2 2022.
Which is quite a lot, but then I think that's going to be a real chainmail shirt on the middle and the end figures, which probably equates to the price difference really, and obviously the guy on the end has loads of. So I haven't watched it, but it looks to me like this is kind of his progression as a character through the because obviously in the end he's old there, and that's when he's kind of like the boss man. It looks insane. Like I love all the weapons and stuff. It's all real leather. The belts and the scabbards and metal weapons. Looks fantastic. The
TV program's really good.
I've watched. It's one that I've always sort of fancied getting into, and I just haven't had the time. But
it's good. Their accents are quite good as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. So everything's got like a rhythm to it, which means you watch, you'll binge it, and then you'll be going around. You'll just all be talking a bit like this now, like Herbie Dirty Birdie.
But it's cool that you've got different versions. Obviously, like you can see the sword and the small axe kind of go through all three versions, and then he just gets more shit as he goes on. And he's got a cool winged helmet, in the Feudal Lord. So I mean, it's £300, but I think you're getting a really nice outfit there. I think it'll be a real metal chainmail shirt.
Yeah, you're getting, and let's be honest, coup models are always expensive, but what they do is always very good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff they do isn't, is just like generic head sculpts. They're not actually characters from TV shows. So it's good to see they're getting like a licensed things going as well, and from what I can see, the head sculpt looks all right from what I know of the what the character looks like. So
looks
really cool.
Yep, and then back down to well, we were all back
into an alternate universe.
Yeah, so the X06 Mirror Universe Spock pre-order opens tonight at 5 p.m.
So that's gone
now. Opened at 5 p.m, which is gone.
Yeah.
150 quid. Q1 2022.
Yeah.
Really like this.
Live. Yeah, it's cool. They're going to do a series of these mirror, the Mirror Universe. I think Spock is top of everybody's list from the. I mean, to be honest, I don't remember too much about him. It's been a while since I've watched the original series, but I think he's quite a fan favourite.
From what I remember,
he's quite evil.
He was a bit of a bastard.
Yeah. So this makes sense to be the first one, and I think he's going to do quite well. I think people are getting behind this X06 and buying like all the figures, not just from a particular show, a series. They're kind of collecting them all. So. Probably expected to sell out. So if you're interested, I'd get your pre-order in.
Even if you've got a passing interest, just pre-order it.
Yeah,
because they go so quickly.
They do, and I don't know what sort of numbers, but they're. I think every release is sold out so far.
Yeah, very much looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
and then we have now this next one excites me quite a bit. So Blitzway, it looks like they are going to be doing an Afterlife Echo 1. and obviously a few more figures from that. So that would be. I haven't seen the film yet. I'm hoping
Brilliant.
I might be able to go see it tomorrow. I'll take my boy. But yeah, if they go back into the Ghostbuster line, fantastic. Because I won't not pre-order. Like, you know, because I'd love it if they did some Ghostbuster 2 stuff. So they're not because Blitzway won't reissue stuff, which is absolutely fine, not a problem. It'd be great if they did Ghostbuster 2 stuff, because then it would give me a chance to get.
Yeah, because someone else had the Ghostbusters 2 license, didn't they? Because they bought out a couple of figures.
Hasbro. So Hasbro. No, Mattel. Sorry, Mattel did a line.
They did,
line
yeah.
Of them,
yeah.
6 scale. And they go for a stupid amount of money because obviously people buy them for the suits. The backpacks on them are really good.
Yeah, because you've got the slime, the ectoplasm backpack things.
Because I had a Egon.
Yeah.
Did I have an Egon? Yeah, when I was going to put a set of Ghostbusters together. Really good. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, someone else had a license. I don't know if they ever bought the figures out because they teased them in the courtroom. You know, when there's the trial and they in their suits with the packs. But I don't know if those figures ever came out, and I can't remember which company it was. But yeah, no, Afterlife. I mean, there's a definite, there's definitely a scope for some figures from there. I won't spoil anything, but you know, I think you probably expect to maybe see some of the older guys in it, and obviously Ecto 1 is pretty much the same, but it's got some obviously some upgrades they made to it post Ghostbusters that you see in the new film. So, but I mean, obviously that was fucking expensive. The first Ecto 1 they did, so it's not going to be cheap.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I've got a new phone turning up, so if it turns up, because my boy's on an in-service day tomorrow, so if it turns up in the morning, fantastic. I can take him out in the afternoon and see it. Because there's a showing at like 11:40, and then the next ones are like 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm hoping it turns up dead fucking early, and I can book a ticket straight away and get there.
No, it's absolutely brilliant. You love it, mate. It's really good.
Yeah. Cool. So that was everything up for pre-order and all the little teasers. So let's thank these fine people for sponsoring this absolute show for show.
Only Fools and Collecting is brought to you by Watto's Scrapyard. They 3D print parts for your hard-to-come-by Kenner vehicles. They 3D print 1/12 and 1/6 scale head sculpts from a massive back catalogue. If there is a particular character you want, he can design and 3D print it for you for a reasonable price. Check him out on Facebook and Instagram. Backdrops and bases displays are printed directly to substrate on foam display board using UV matte inks, so there is no fade or glare. The nameplates are precision etched using their in-house laser machine. They offer a very bespoke service designing displays and nameplates to your requirements. You can contact Backdrops and Bases via their Facebook page, Backdrops and Bases.
Beautiful people. It's worth mentioning that we will be doing a giveaway that we shall be drawing from in 2 weeks' time for a full Det-Off, floor to ceiling, well, of a Det-Off DC display. So have a look on Auxiliary and on our Instagram page. Have a look. It's a DC themed thing, so find the post. Either drop us a message on Instagram with a picture of your DC collection, or post it in Auxiliary in the thread. And the best one will get the backdrop. All you need to do is, if you're in the UK, it's free postage. If you're abroad, you've got to pay your postage. But other than that, it's all good. So yeah,
cool.
Hit them up, have a look.
Yeah, thanks as ever, guys. I've dropped the links in the chat there, so if you want to go and visit either of our fine sponsors, please do.
Perfect. Right, we've got some
Shenanigans!
What?
Oh, there we go.
So, the word on the street. Pete.
Yes.
The word on the street is that the Series 2 Mando is going to drop imminently. So places like Toys Wonderland, a few of the HK sellers have started sending out invoices to people. Luckily, Sideshow hasn't as of yet. So this, I've got pre-ordered with Sideshow with an expected release date of this time next year. So
it's crazy, isn't it?
If it does come out a full year early, same with, say, Spiderman, I need to seriously reconsider whether or not I will pre-order anything going forward.
Because you got no guarantees of like, you budget for stuff and then all of a sudden it's like, no, it's out now, which is brilliant, and you're like, yeah, it is, but I haven't got the money.
I don't mind a couple of months. A couple of months early, not a problem, but a whole year is just such a dick move, particularly this close to Christmas as well. It's just like, are you taking the piss? And like someone said in the chat, we've still got stuff like Pennywise that still hasn't come out. And, you know, and I get that it might be the fact that, okay, Boba Fett's popping up at the end of the month. It might be that he pops up in that, and people are going to want a Boba Fett version of Mandalorian. But I just think it's such a dick move. If they do, obviously they haven't as of yet, so we're just assuming dickage on their part. Yeah,
we might know a bit more. I mean, all of the usual sources that tend to get things right are saying that it's confirmed, but obviously until... So I've got it pre-ordered with from Toys by an agent in HK, but I'm on second batch, but the whole batch thing seems to have gone a bit crazy now, because with Lando and Rex now, they didn't bother. They just sent the whole lot out in one go. So, and particularly with Star Wars, where it's not anywhere near as popular in the Far East, it may well be that it all comes out in one go. And I completely see the argument if, for me, I'm like, cool, because I haven't got, I held off for this Mando. I ordered this one.
Yeah.
I haven't got any other ones. So for me, I'm like, yeah, bring it on. I'm quite happy to have it early, but I can totally see the other argument as well.
There's loads of the deluxe Mandos just hitting the groups at the moment.
Yeah, they are. They are everywhere. Yeah, absolutely everywhere.
And the thing is, like, again, it's very similar to the Venom. I don't care about this version. It doesn't make me instantly hate the version I've got. I still like the version I've got. I've kept it for ages. It's not a problem. But what I don't want is to be told. For me, it could be Mando. It could be any of the figures I pre-ordered. If you tell me when I pre-order it, it will be out within a certain window. I prefer things to be delayed than bought dramatically forward. If it's a month, 2 months, not a problem. But bringing it a whole year forward is that's taking the piss, because people budget,
it is,
and these aren't cheap anymore.
No, and if you get on the, if you are into pre-ordering, then you do that in the knowledge that you're staggering. So you might have 20 POs going, but you know that this one's meant to come here, and then it's going to be 2-3 months till the next one. You can budget for it.
Yeah.
But when they start swinging these in there, you're going to have to go, well, actually, I can't afford to. I'm going to have to lose one of these, and possibly lose your NID if you've gone with Sideshow. You can't pay for them all.
So pissed off if Sideshow sent me an invoice for this now, and I went, no, I want to cancel.
Yeah.
And they go, I'm keeping your deposit.
Yeah.
No. Fuck right off. Like, no. It just, I mean, because at the moment, I have all of this. The only things I don't have really is the shit he's carrying. I have a Series 2 thigh plate. I have the knee pad. I have an unmasked sculpt. Like, it's only
we didn't buy
and
we didn't order the version with the shit he's carrying anyway, did we? We didn't think we didn't go for the deluxe, because it's like...
No. I can't move for Mandalorian backpacks. I can't move for Boba Fett jetpacks.
No.
Like, I've got stuff that I can make that if I want to.
Yeah. So my plan for this was to... Basically, I just want a basic Mando. So one part of me is thinking that I get it and I sell the head sculpt, I sell Grogu, I sell everything that I don't need, and probably, end up with a figure for about 50 quid.
What I thought the other day was, actually, I might just take the armour off, put it on my Mando on the Thyssen, and just go, there you go.
Yeah.
and just keep the little bag, because the thing is you don't get like a pram or anything with this, but
No.
you wouldn't, because it's not a series.
Exactly.
You would need the silver pram. You wouldn't need the first pram. So, and if I'm honest, I would want to keep the first pram to go with my OG Mando.
Yeah.
So, but I very much the same as you, thinking actually I would probably get this and strip it.
Yeah, I'd part out most of it, to be honest. I'd be quite happy with just the Mando and his pistol. I don't really bother about the rifle, so I could probably get most of the cost of it back. So yeah.
But yeah, it's just I'm seriously looking if I can't rely on them to let me know when things are going to come out and stick to a reasonable schedule, because there is no rhyme or reason to it. Like people have said, there could be some stuff that is just indefinitely delayed forever.
Yeah.
And there's some stuff that they're going to bring forward a year. Like, I need some consistency.
And there's some other stuff that's never even gone up for pre-order. Even recent stuff like the Clone Wars Obi-Wan still never.
No, hasn't surfaced. So I'd also noticed Sideshow have started to mess around with dates as well.
Right.
So what they've been doing is when I go every now and again, I have a look at my pre-order list, and some stuff has started to move a lot closer. They're starting to group together in the January to March kind of time, when I'm like, I'm going to have to cancel some because there's too much coming too soon.
Yeah.
So I have to make decisions between Django, some of the animated stuff. I'm going to have to look at stuff like Bo-Katan, things like that, and go,
Yeah.
do I fucking want it?
Is it just? Do you think there's any mileage in the fact that because everything's got concertinaed up, that they're releasing stuff that's less effort? Because obviously with this, a lot of it's they've got all the molds and everything to free up space later on, because everything's got so sort of truncated. I don't know.
Could be, but then I get it. Like I do, I get that they've got everything, all these parts they have.
Yeah.
They've got all the Boba Fett stuff. There's minimal retooling.
Just different paint
doing.
job. Yeah.
Yeah. So I get it. But why when you put it up in the first instance would you say that you needed 2 years to make it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you're knocking a whole year off, that just proves to me that
it's just because they knew they were going to upset everybody that had ordered the Season 1 Deluxe. So they said, oh yeah, but you're not going to get it for a couple of years. So they didn't feel so bad, and they're going, actually, we're going to give it to you now. And you might have only got the other one like a month ago.
People who have only just got their Series 1 Mando less than 6 months ago, they now have a right to be pissed off. The original argument, and my account argument was always, you can enjoy that figure for a whole year, 2 years before this even comes out.
Yeah.
Hot Toys, this is where where people say it's a slap in the face of the collector. This really is now, if it is being bought forward a whole year. That's when it is a slap in the face, and that is when people haven't had the time to really appreciate the figure
and
had before the next one's coming out.
Does that make the argument for not pre-ordering?
Yes, for me it does. If they do this, there's not going to be a lot that I want to pre-order. I mean, I've said before, the next year is going to be make or break for me in terms of collecting.
Yeah.
He's going to really decide whether or not I'm going to keep sinking money into this, or if it becomes such a chore and such a ball ache where I either limit myself and say you're going to buy a figure once a quarter if you're lucky, or you're just going to stick to the customs, or even just go, do you know what, actually all this sitting behind me means actually I could have a way nicer stuff in my house. I could drive a better car. I could do. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like when we start,
I'd find it hard to give it up completely. I think.
I think if I didn't do this, I would just do something else. So
yeah, you'd find something else to sink it into, wouldn't you?
The collection room would probably become a games room, and I would get a new Xbox, a new PlayStation, and I would set it up in here with the DeLorean would never go. I've said that before. But
but we're blokes, we need something. You have to have like that sort of collecting. You've got that collecting urge, and it'll be something else. I think I don't know. I think we always used to pre-order because we'd worried that they'd sell out and then you wouldn't be able to get them. But it doesn't seem to happen so much now.
No. And the thing is, the time difference between it turning up in Hong Kong and it turning up everywhere else now is quite a big gap.
Yeah.
And what you tend to have is, people will buy it. They then get a bit bored of it, or they need a bit of cash, or they want something else. They stick it up for sale in the groups, and what you're buying it for is pretty much what people like Sideshow have it, but without the postage and the fees and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I could just buy that second hand, and it's only like 3-4 months old, and it's very unlikely to be broken or damaged.
Yeah.
Or, I don't mind so much with this hobby buying things second hand. I'm not like, I must have it.
Oh no, definitely. I more than 50% of my collection is second-hand stuff.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's where you get the bargains. That's the only way you can really, grab a bargain and kind of keep going. I think for a lot of us.
Yeah, but yeah, like I say, if this does happen, I'm not sinking any more pre-order money into anything. It's just not worth it. Really isn't. I'll leave my pre-orders as they are, and I wouldn't add to it.
No. I think I've got about 4 Hot Toys on pre-order. I've got this. I've got Snow Speeder Luke. I've got the Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper, and Doc Emmett Brown.
I've got
Back to the Future.
3 Back to the Future figures.
Oh yeah,
I've got a Mandalorian Ahsoka. I've got it's the big black robot thing from Mandalorian.
Yeah.
One of them. I've got Bo-Katan, Jango Fett. I've got animated Obi-Wan, animated Anakin.
Okay. Wow.
And I think there's more. I think there's a few more. Yeah, there's definitely a few more. Dark Trooper, that's it. Yeah, so there's definitely... this Mandalorian, that's 10.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, there's more. This is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Jesse, that's 11. Dark Trooper Jesse.
Oh, you have got a ton, 11. Yeah.
Yeah, so I need to whittle it down because it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, I'm on a payment plan with the animated Obi-Wan. So, because the idea, the way it was all planned out was that... I've also got Ash Williams pre-ordered.
Oh yeah, Asmus.
And Patrick Bateman as well.
Okay.
So 14. I've got 14 pre-orders.
Yeah, I was only doing Hot Toys. I've got Bilbo and Gollum from Asmus. I've got that SYY Toys Ring Wraith. Yeah, so I've probably got 7 or 8.
Because Ash is meant to be out like now. It's like 300 quid, and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking I'm not going to bother fucking pre-ordering, particularly Hot Toys if they can't fucking behave themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's have a look at.
I just want to mention.
Oh
this.
yeah.
So I was watching After Dark, and actually I had it on the. I put it on the way to work, but obviously it's YouTube. So and Rainer and Mario and Sean, Scott had gone to Comic-Con, whatever, Comic-Con Light, as it were. And they would go through these photos, and then this picture popped up of Rainer with Kirk and Spock. And then this comment pops up from Absolute Irwin, Rainer with the OFAC team. And so I hear this, and I can't see the screen. I'm like, what the fuck? So I thought, I'm going to stop listening to this right now, and then I put something else on. And when I get into the office, I'm going to put it on the screen and go, what's going on? So I look at it, and I'm like, well, I suppose the both of us have the figure of Kirk there. I mean, he's a little bit short. He's a short guy. But I'm thinking, who the fuck is Spock? And I just like, okay, it's weird. And then apparently Spock is Steve. But I said, what? So me and Ian are both we're both Kirk, are we? I just like, it was weird. It's funny, but Just stick it in there. It's like our CW mates sticking us in the back there.
What I like about this is Rainer is a fucking giant of a man. So how fucking tall is that Spock?
Exactly. I mean, yeah.
Like, that is a giant fucking Spock.
Yeah. But I love Kurt. I think he looks great.
See, I never get to watch After Dark because it's always on at like 4 a.m, and by the time it's gone, and I can never be asked.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
After Dark is a mystery to me because
Yes.
I think I've seen like one episode. But no, I thought that was quite funny when you showed
It is funny, but I was like,
make
I'm
me
guessing both must be Kirk because we don't have the Spock figure.
This is what happens when you order Star Trek figures off like Wish.
And look how Spock must have got his hands from Hot Toys as well. Look at the fucking size of that hand.
That is fucking huge.
It's like a spade. It's like a spade.
Look at the size of his head, and then look at the size of his hand.
I know.
I mean, fucking hell.
This guy's a freak.
I mean, if he slapped you, he would knock your fucking head off.
He wouldn't he?
That is massive.
Yeah.
Mr. Mushy Mushy convention looked like a great time. Small this year, but probably refreshing considering how long it's been since COVID. It did look good. I mean, he was
a lot less
sending us a
people.
load of,
I think it was a lot more chilled out than it would normally be. I think.
Yeah, he was sending us a lot of photos, and it did look good.
Yeah.
I mean, because we said a while ago, didn't we, before COVID, like we got to do London Comic Con because it's only down the road, and COVID fucking hit. So, but we should definitely do it when things are calmed down a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think they're just doing it now, aren't they? Because I think Lee put a post up that he was going.
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
I'd
probably
still
quite scaled down. But
I'd give it another year. I'd go next year.
Yeah. And
go.
shit might still not be quite right by then either.
No, exactly.
All these variations and stuff. And
and then he met
Unicron.
This man here, yeah. He met the Professor.
Yes. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've got a Murphy from RoboCop. His hands are like that. Fucking spades they are.
Those are some big hands.
Yeah.
I mean, he's you know what they say about a man with big hands. Big gloves.
Yeah.
Very big gloves.
But yeah. Hats off to the hand there.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So let us have a look.
Custom Corner.
Where was you, mate? You've been busy.
I've been very busy last couple of weeks. So Grievous is a bit of a story. So Grievous,
It looks like he fell into the fire.
he looks like I've lobbed him across the fucking room in a fit of rage.
Yeah.
So Grievous, I kept looking at it thinking, I want to do something with that. Like I want those chest panels in closer. I want to try and sort a few bits out. So I took the chest panels off, completely smoothed out the inside, started to glue them back on and started to get them where I wanted. And then I'm putting my stand on it. Now, the stand I use for Grievous is a flight stand. I've got one of these ones with a big metal base, so posing him normally isn't too much of an issue. I'm putting it on, and he's fucking slipping about like a cunt. And I was tired. I was in a bad fucking mood. And I just went, oh, fuck off, you piece of shit. And fucking lobbed it on the floor. Not my proudest moment, if I'm honest. My temper got the better of me. Wasn't my proudest moment. So I've lobbed this Grievous on the floor and I've gone, oh, fuck off, you piece of shit. Which is most unlike me. I don't swear. I'm not hot-headed like that.
No.
So I then went over it, pick it up, and the leg is completely snapped in half. It's just fucking gone. And I'm like, but the rest of it was fine. And I was like, pack it away, put it in a cupboard, just ignore it for a couple of weeks. One thing I did do was you can get, so a normal stock Grievous that's been unmolested cannot pull that pose off with the head because the ball joints inside stop it. So where you've got the cups, you just Dremel a little bit out.
He can't look to the side like that then?
No, he can't look up like that because of the way his neck is. But you can take bits of the cup out, like just Dremel a bit, kind of like the back of a foot peg. So then the arm then sits in that groove, so you can get the head looking up and stuff like that. So I put it in a cupboard and went, I've had enough of this. Let's just fuck off. I'm not going to do anything. And then I was having a shit one day, as you do, And I do my best thinking when I'm having a shit. And
Yeah.
it pinged in, why don't I just battle damage it? Like the, I think one of the Battlefield games has a battle damage Grievous and looks kind of cool. So well, I've got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose whatsoever. So I dug it all out, looked at the leg, and went, so caked that in glue. Went, and made sure I got a load of glue over it as well, so it looked all kind of, as you can't really see in his face, so it kind of looked like it was a weld. Left it for a couple of hours to dry and thought, right, this is either going to work really well and the leg's going to stay on and be tough as shit, or I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to pose it, and the leg's just going to completely snap off. The leg held, it was fine.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So I'm going to rip off one of those chest bits and then I'm going to take my Dremel to it. Now I've got loads of arms because Sideshow sent me a load. So I started cutting those up with the Dremel, started messing around with their face, cutting bits off.
You take one of his ears off.
Yeah, so someone I know wanted a Grievous ear, so I was like, snap, here's
Oh, really?
your Grievous ear, you can have that. And then I started like dremeling the face with one of the cutting discs, so it looked like he'd been slashed up the face. Gave the whole thing a couple of washes of like dirty, muddy kind of browns and blacks and stuff like that, and then stippling it, and then got some black in the grooves, and then some reds and other browns and yellows, so like it was all slashed at. And I think it came out okay. One of the arms was completely fucked while I had my temper tantrum.
Right.
Luckily, I have a set of normal arms as well. I've got 2 sets of normal arms and a set of the big frayed out arms. So the big frayed out arms I still need to do. I've cut them up. I just need to dab them and that.
Right.
But the one that was fucked, I was like, actually, these pistons look kind of cool just on the ball joint. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to actually just snap that off completely. And what I am going to do when I get a chance to finish is stuff some wire in there so it looks all broken and wired up. But I was like, fuck. So I drilled bits and all kinds and made it look fucked up. And in the end, I managed to pull it back. And I was like, thank fuck, because as soon as I fucking lobbed it, I was like, in fact, I literally lobbed it and I was like, you absolute dickhead, why the fuck have you done that? Like, why have you done that? So I'm glad I've managed to get that. What's the graph test coming in? For snap legs, arms and figures, I've drilled out the middle. This Grievous is so different to anything else because the upper leg is 2 bits that kind of go like that, and then another bit at the back that comes around like that. So you've kind of got 3-pronged upper legs, which is weird. Eddie.
I love you, man.
Eddie's one of my favourite people because he talks utter sense.
He does. He's the voice of reason on the US side of things. Yeah,
100% the voice of reason over the pond.
And when we were arguing about the nominations and stuff, he's like, do you know what? I just don't fucking care. I'm out.
I love that. He's like,
it's brilliant.
I've had enough.
Yeah,
I've had enough.
He's like, you do what you want to do, and
yeah, he's like, I don't give a shit. I'm off.
Yeah.
So Grievous, that was him. I managed to get that sorted. Like I said, I've got to do the top.
Yeah,
arms.
no, it looks cool.
I got a head sculpt to paint for someone. One of the Nemo workshop ones, one of the Punisher ones. So they wanted to
just hold a minute. I think Mark's talking some sexual stuff here. I don't know. He's talking about a smooth shaft and a 3/8. Must be his penis size. Yeah,
I'll tell you,
good work. Nice one, Mark.
That's a little snippet there of what Ringcast is all about.
Yeah. Yes.
S-Beam says I painted that one very similarly.
Nice.
You've got an Ego one as well. So yeah, I got sent a little Punisher sculpt to paint up. They wanted the skull on it and that. I think it came out okay. I quite like the Punisher skulls and stuff. Like they look pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was that, and then I had the. So I ordered one of these unmasked Dinjarin head sculpts off of eBay. I wasn't holding up much hope because it was like a tenner. So I was thinking it's going to be a pile of shit. Pleasantly surprised when it turned up.
Yeah, I think it's the same one I've got on my
yeah.
Joel figure. Yeah,
I think so. It wasn't the best recast, I think, because it was obviously a recast of something. I don't know what. But so there was a bit of flashing that I had to fuck about with. But on the whole, as a stand-in, it weren't too bad. It came up okay. And then we spoke about this a lot, an awful lot. The Indigo Obi-Wan scope turned up. And
Beautiful.
it turned up on the Monday. And I was like, right, Tuesday night, I'm painting it. Sorry, everyone. Commissions to one side a second. This is what I'm doing, and I fucking enjoyed every minute of painting it. I've still got to finish it. I've still got some bits of the eyes to do, a bit of the beard, and a bit of flesh work to do. But it's just such a nice sculpt. Yeah. It's really, really nice. Like, my Hot Toys one doesn't hold. The Hot Toys one I had does not hold a candle to it in the slightest.
Not at all.
It's absolutely spot on. Like, Indigo does fantastic work. So I'm really, I just want to get that finished. But there is a story, and it's the importance of shaking your fucking spray tins. So I will seal a sculpt a couple of times when I paint it. Like midway through, I kind of seal it because particularly with hair and stuff, if you're handling it, you can rub it off. So I tend to, once I've done a base coat on the hair, I tend to seal it. What happened? So I'd done all that, fantastic. I'd done a bit more to it. Went to seal it again. It's exactly the same tin. It's just been sitting on the side. I've gone boom, and gone. Oh fuck! It's frosted, right? When I say frosted, it's like I might as well have picked up a tin of white paint and just gone. Full. You can pull it back if you're quick enough, and you get a load of paint thinner and quickly brush it on and dab it off. But what it does do is makes everything very flat, makes everything very white. And at this point, it was 11:15 at night, and I was like, I've sat here for 4 fucking hours painting this fucking thing, and I've just wiped it out in one fucking go. Oh, man. So I ended up then putting washes and stuff over the top to bring back the colour and stuff. And I eventually managed to pull it back, but I was very like, are you taking the piss? Are you absolutely taking the piss? And that's happened a couple of times with stuff. If you don't shake it properly, and particularly this time of year when the weather starts to get a bit colder, because I tend to open the door up, so that can kind of react sometimes. Right. But it's nothing more heartbreaking than you spend 3-4 hours doing stuff and just go.
You've had a couple of things recently. You had something go wrong with that Vader thing, didn't you? You went to put
pulled that back
on it,
though. So sometimes you can get different paints will react and they gas off differently. I didn't realise a tin of paint I'd picked up was like an all-base type paint. So when I went to then seal it with some gloss varnish about a day later, it just went and all crinkled and cracked. Yeah. It was a battle damaged Vader with the face cut open. Yeah. So actually it worked. It did me a favour. It kind of added to it. But you've got to be so careful, particularly with spray tins, about what you're mixing and what you're not mixing. Yeah, no, I love that sculpt, and I think he would do well to have plans for a second batch when Hot Toys inevitably announced the figure from the Kenobi series. I'll tell you, if he did a Kenobi one, an older one from that as well, that'd be fantastic. Because I would buy another one. I would buy another one if he did another one that didn't have a neck to it. Yes, made it look older. Yeah, I'd shove it on my Sideshow one all day long. All day long. My Mythos one, I'd stick it on that. No worries. But yeah, big shout out to Indigo. His stuff is absolutely fantastic. Like these, I've not had a head sculpt off him that I think is shit. They're all good. None of them are bad. No. But yeah, got a fair few myself. Busy. Yeah. And then I've got. I mean, that head sculpt is that good that I'd want to put together this figure now. Yeah. I wasn't bothered. I had the Hot Toys one at once, and I sold it on because I just really didn't get on with the head sculpt. But yeah, that transforms everything about the Obi-Wan figure is really good. It's just the head sculpt doesn't quite do it for me. Yeah. It was, and don't get me wrong, at the time when I bought it, I thought it was great because that was all I had. There was no other options. As soon as he put up the renders for this, I was like, I don't care. I want it. I fucking want it. Like,
Yeah.
And I've been hounding him for this as well. Like, as soon as he puts a post up, I'm like, when? Show me when? Like, because it's just love it. Cool. And his stuff tends to paint itself. Like, it really doesn't. You can have very minimal painting skills.
It's got a lot of detail in it, isn't it? It's very...
So much.
Yeah.
So much detail. So, so yeah, absolutely loved it. So I've got a Battle Damage Vader to do, an LE to weather. I've still got some stuff for the CW boys I need to do, and a load of other head sculpts. So I'm hoping over Christmas I can just fucking knock a load out and get it done.
Yeah.
So, and I've got a few props as well, a few pistols and stuff. So,
okay.
Yeah, should be good.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to Christmas. There's plenty I can crack on with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was me. And then TV and film. So,
over to you, sir.
Have you watched The Wheel of Time?
No.
You bastard.
Was I meant to?
You bastard. Everyone should. Everyone should watch this. So I've been banging on about these for ages. The first 4 episodes have dropped now, and I'm loving it. These books are fantastic. There's 14 in the series. The first, like I said, first 4 episodes have dropped, and they're all based in the first book.
Have you read all the books?
I'm on book 10 of 14.
Blimey.
Like I said, I started reading these when my boy was born. And that's going on near enough 9 years ago. Knocking a load out of Christmas.
Yeah, definitely.
It is how I spend most evenings. Yes, S-Beam's on episode 3. So if you like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, this is worth worth reading.
I will try and give it a go, definitely.
So there's a couple of differences between the book and this so far. None of it's too important. I mean, what I would say is as with anything, the books are a lot better.
Yeah.
Purely because they can fit so much in, whereas they are racing at a rate of knots through the first book, but they have to because it's 14 books.
Yeah,
But yeah, in the books, the guy Perrin doesn't have a wife.
My wife.
Straight away, he has a wife in this, and she's pretty much used as just a way to make him a little bit more broodier. He doesn't need to be more broodier. He's a sulky fucker in the books. He doesn't need to be any more broodier. But yeah, it's really good. The Aes Sedai are really good. They're effectively witches. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm loving it. You need to watch it so we can have a proper talk about it, because I don't want to ruin it, and there's so much I could ruin, but it's so good, so good, so well worth watching.
Well, that's good to know. If you've read the books and you think it's a decent adaptation, albeit with necessary changes, then it's got to be a good.
So what I would say, Eddie, if you've watched the first episode and couldn't get into it, stick with it, because it's one of those. Like, the first episode was very good at introducing kind of the main people. It wasn't great at telling you what some of the words they're saying means and who some of these people who've kind of float in and disappear are. It's worth sticking with it. The Trollocs are very good. Like, Trollocs, they're these big fucking monsters that are kind of like half man, half. They look like minotaurs and stuff like that.
Okay.
They're worth a watch. They're good. They are very good.
Before we jump into games, have you watched any of Hawkeye?
Yes.
I quite like it.
I'm all up to date. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I
quite like it. Yeah, it's good. What else? Watching Lock and Key. That's really good.
I haven't
second series now. That's good.
People say it's good.
Yeah, it is good. Dexter. That's good.
The new series.
Seen the first 3. Yeah, New Blood. Watched the first 3 episodes. Yeah, that's good. Always a big fan of Dexter. It kind of went off the rails a bit towards the end of the.
I only watched it up to John Lithgow.
Yeah, which is still the best season, I think. It went a bit downhill after that, but he's good. I've always enjoyed. Watching him. So yeah, that's been good. Yeah.
Let's check out Dexter, New Blood and Yellow Jackets. Yeah, I might do. I mean, Disney Plus at the moment has dropped a load of stuff. Like, there's a new Adam Driver film, the last.
Yeah, I was really, I'm really amazed, surprised to see that on there, actually, because was only out about a month ago, and I really wanted to watch it. And I was thinking, I don't want to buy like the Blu-ray or anything. And then suddenly I saw someone say, "Oh, it's on Disney for free," and I was like, "Fucking hell, I'm having that." The Last Duel. Adam Driver, Matt Damon, and the hot topic, the girl from
Killing Eve.
Yeah, she's really good.
Jodie something.
Chroma. Yeah, she was in Free Guy. She's really good, and I think the film didn't do very well at the box office, and Ridley Scott made some sarky comments about it wasn't made for people that spend their lives with their heads stuck in their phones, kind of thing. He had a bit of a dig, but I think it's like
a bit of a prick, though.
He has, yeah. He's an old bastard now, anyway, and he's very he's a bit self-righteous. But I like his stuff, and I like a good old medieval romp. So I'm going to be watching that probably. I might even watch some of it after this. Yeah.
So I've gotten back into some of my games. I want to say I've got back into my games. I really have gotten back into some quite old games. So I downloaded the Grand Theft Auto trilogy on my Xbox One X, and I knew going into it there were issues, which is fine by me because I don't mind buying old games, right? My problem is the controls. If they don't update the controls, it just turns into a bag of shit. What I like about Grand Theft Auto is they have updated the controls. So it doesn't handle like a ported game, it handles like an actual normal game. Yeah. So I started off by playing obviously Grand Theft Auto 3, and then I've dipped back into Vice City because that was probably my favourite. And I'm really enjoying it. I know they've updated the graphics to a certain extent, but all they've done is reskinned it really, and put some new texture effects in. On the whole, I don't mind it because I don't really want it to look too different than when I played it back in the day. There's certain things I wish they had done. Like I wish they had changed some of the mechanics, like when you get a rifle, being able to move and shoot would be good instead of snapping you into first person. It would be handy if that kind of adopted some of the later Grand Theft Auto kind of techniques. But on the whole, I'm quite enjoying it. It's a real big slice of nostalgia. I've not had any game breaking glitches. Driving around Vice City again. Every car in Vice City is super fast. Rocking around on that is fantastic. I haven't played San Andreas yet. The only thing I thought was a little bit naughty was San Andreas I downloaded on Xbox Game Pass thinking it was just the standard edition. Then when these came out, when I saw that these were up for download, I paid like 50 quid for 3. Which at the time I was very much like, that's a lot of money for games that really should be 30 quid all day long. Tenner each, not good. So I downloaded it. It was you've already got 3, and I was like, what? Sorry, you've already got San Andreas, and I was like, what? Oh, fuck's sake, it's the same one.
Right.
So yeah, I've been playing that, and then Knights of the Old Republic on Switch. The game I didn't realise I needed. It was 11 quid, and it's the best 11 quid I've ever spent. So I have this on my Xbox at the moment, but the Xbox one is the original Xbox game. There's no frills. It's not been updated. It plays in a letterbox like that. The controls aren't that responsive. With the one on the Switch, they've upped the resolution. It's been done for the Switch, so it hasn't got a touch screen or anything, but the controls are changed. It's responsive again, so the controls actually work. The screen resolution is full screen, full 1080. It's beautiful. It's fantastic.
And 11 quid?
11 quid on the Switch. Absolute bargain.
Is that a download?
Yeah, 11 quid for a download.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, it's well worth. Knights of the Old Republic is absolutely fantastic. It's a brilliant game. It still holds up now. The graphics show their age, even with an updated resolution. The gameplay is great. The story's fantastic. The villain's fantastic in it. The game's just, you can sink hours and hours into it. And it's good because it's one of those games where they don't just hand you a lightsaber and you're instantly the most powerful person in the room. You still get your ass kicked. You don't get a lightsaber for a little bit. You will get your ass kicked.
So is it like an RPG kind of thing, or?
Yeah. So it is, but it was probably the first RPG I proper got into where you're clicking on stuff and telling it, attack that. So you're not actually fighting yourself, but what you're doing is kind of managing the fights. You're saying, okay, do a critical attack, then a light attack, then use a med pack, and it will do all of that. And it's all worked out on dice rolls behind the scenes as to whether or not you hit, how much damage you do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the interaction you have with all the characters, there's loads of like subplots. It's very wordy because you are talking to a lot of people. But it does a really good job of world building, character building, and obviously you got Revan and people like that. This is where people first heard of them. I'm hoping they port over the second one as well, and give it the same treatment. Because if they do, I'll definitely download that. And obviously with the Switch's ability to just be able to, I'll be playing it on the telly. My missus then wants to watch the telly.
Yeah, just take it away. Yeah.
There you go. I'm still playing. Means actually I ended up playing this a lot more than I did Grand Theft Auto, just because I had the flexibility to just pick it up and fuck off with it if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So it really suits it. The only thing you have to remember is you've got to save quite a lot.
Right. Okay.
Because there's no auto save. There's no auto saving, and you will just get your ass kicked. So you will.
Can you just save anywhere, or you have to get to sort of?
You can save anyway. Okay. It's not like Resident Evil where you have to get to a room.
You need to find the ribbon and
do all that. So, so between the wealth of fucking shit I've been painting and working on, and playing these and watching Wheel of Time and all the other shit, no wonder I'm not sleeping very well.
Yeah.
But I thought we might give them a mention. But definitely watch the Wheel of Time. It's well worth it.
I will try and do that for the next show.
And read the books. Just do it. It's fantastic.
Cool.
Right.
So you may or may not know that the Collecting Weekly Awards are coming up. It's been quite a heated.
It's caused World War III.
It has. There's been a divide, an Atlantic divide. The hosts have been arguing with each other and falling out and stuff like that. So it's all good stuff, and we've had that before, but this year it's just kind of really come to a head. So we'll do our bit for the network, and we'll go through the awards. And if you want to vote, please do vote. The more votes we get, the more valid the results are. We've been quite honest in that we don't really care who wins. And there's some
there's some categories we just don't know fuck.
There's some where I like.
So we'll be honest.
we don't buy the stuff. We don't know the IPs they come from, stuff like that. So obviously the 1/6 and the statue of the year are really the one, and like the head sculpts and bits and pieces. So so what I thought I'd do, I've just put together. So we've collated all of the nominations that everyone's been putting in over the last few weeks, and we've narrowed each category down to 5 finalists, and that's kind of where some of the arguments occurred. But we have the list now, so voting is now open. I don't know when it actually cuts off.
We should just clarify. We all still get on.
Yeah, we do. And most of the time we're very harmonious, but this there's definitely some.
It put the cat amongst the pigeons.
It did, but it was all good natured, and we all do. Yeah. We are still friends, so it's all good. The show is on.
Apart from Eddie, fuck that guy.
Eddie's a top boy. We love Eddie. The show's Tuesday, December 14th, 8:30 PM CST. I'm not sure whether you can vote right up to that day, but just get your votes in.
We all still love each other. We do.
Get your votes in. Join the fun. And it'll be. It's a good show. It's always a good show. Look. Does it mean the one I did?
Yeah, it was probably you, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, the one where they're all on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. So at the moment, I've just basically put them all on one side. So if I go through the categories just quickly, we've got 10 categories now. So we have Most Improved Company. We've got 3-0, McFarlane Toys, So Toys, Hasbro, and J&D Studios.
See, So has that for me.
Yeah, I think
because I think
yeah. From what we've seen today as well, yeah, I think you're right.
Because again, like, I don't really know JD. I don't really know Hasbro. I'm not that really into.
We don't buy that.
The two here for me are 3-0 and So.
Yeah,
and So
definitely.
Toys so far, I think, have done more of the stuff I like. So
yeah,
they're kind of there.
No, I agree with you there. Then we've got Best Overall. I mean, Hot Toys is always in there. Hot Toys normally wins, but they've got some strong contenders. We've got Mezco, NECA, 3-0, and Prime 1. And like Prime 1, pretty much everything they do is amazing. But it's kind of like, but everything is like $2,000 upwards.
And from what I hear, they've been cancelling people's pre-orders and stuff.
Have they really?
Like that.
Yeah.
The thing is, Hot Toys have done some shady shit. Prime 1 have done some shady shit.
Yeah.
Mezco, from what I understand, have been relatively okay.
I just find that Mezco, like in the past, it's been really difficult to get figures, isn't it? Because they load them up and then they're gone in like 10 seconds.
But from what I understand, they've put limits and stuff.
Yeah.
On people.
Yeah.
I mean, NECA, I don't.
No, NECA's good. I mean, they do good. They're solid. They've always made good figures.
Their Goliath has been very good, and their Gremlins
this
has
boy's
also been
NECA.
very good. Yeah, so...
Yeah, the Gremlins are good. The new Universal Monsters are really good. And obviously, they're a good budget alternative to, some of those more expensive stuff. But like Prime 1, it's easy to say, they're knocking out some brilliant stuff, but they're out of the reach of most of us. So it may well be that you'd rather vote for someone where you can actually.
The thing is, like,
enjoy some of their products.
Best company, you either look at it, you kind of look at what they've put out or how they've been as a company.
Yeah, exactly.
If we're looking, I mean, for me, all the other categories are about their products.
Yeah.
This is about the company. So if
Yeah.
if you can separate the product and the company, that's where I'm kind of heading more towards. Where actually Hot Toys have done some pretty shady shit. Prime 1 have done some pretty shady shit. Not sure about Mezco, NECA, or 3-0. I generally don't hear people go mad about 3-0.
No.
Like, so as a company, I think they're probably one of the better ones.
Yeah.
I think people get blinded by some of the stuff.
Yeah, this is the problem, and it's always been a bit unclear. Because I think like just on their overall range and quality of most of their products, then Hot Toys, for me would win. But it doesn't, as you say, it doesn't necessarily mean they're the best company. They've just got all the best licenses, and they knock out good figures most of the time. So yeah, no, that's an interesting one.
It's kind of like giving Joseph Fritzl an award for building the best basement.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a bit bit weird.
Yep, I'm with you there. Then we've got best under $35. It used to be $30, but obviously prices have gone up. So Dylan got that shifted up. So that's about 25 quid. To be honest, you probably wouldn't get them for that over here because we'd be paying the same in
fucking
pounds.
Goliath, I really, really want a Goliath. Yeah. But they're just, I can't find any other for a decent price.
No, I know. And that's like, you see these and you go, yeah, you'd never fucking see them in this country for that. Yeah. So we've got the Black Series 6-inch Bo-Katan. That looks really good. The face on that looks fantastic. Ahsoka Tano, which is a little tiny 3/4 inch 3 3/4 inch figure. Goliath from Gargoyles, and Miles Morales from Hasbro, and Tech from
so I really like Tech.
Hasbro. Yeah.
For me, it's Goliath or Tech. I mean, I like I say, I want a Goliath. because that was I loved that program when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think I went with Bo just because I think that in terms of the figure, like the quality of the figure, just looked like and the head sculpt looks really good.
Does look good.
But they're all pretty good. I couldn't give a shit about Miles, but we know Zach's a bit of a Miles fanboy.
It's a Miles boy.
Yeah. Then this one, like, so we've got best non-traditional scale, so not 6-inch or 12-inch scale.
It's a tricky category.
It is
tricky.
So we have a VF1J Armoured Valkyrie, Bandai, Unit 0130, Charizard, Jazz Wars, the Child Hot Toys, and Ahsoka Tano Hasbro.
I wouldn't go for the Child because the mouth just rips open.
Yeah.
I'd probably go for the Charizard. I like the Charizard.
Yeah, this Charizard's cool.
Yeah.
But again, it's a not it's not really our
it's not
bread and butter, is it?
I mean, I could see my boy playing with the shark, like having the sharks. He's got one of the I forgot the name of it. It's one of the water Pokemon, but it's like the dragon one. He's got that, and that looks really good, and it's really well articulated.
They look quite good, that line.
Yeah, I'd probably go for that.
Best one 12th. We've got 2 Miles Morales. We've got the Hasbro one from the previous section, and one from a company called Sentinel, which is like a more.
Do they
comic...
like Pokemon in the UK? Of course we do. We want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
So 2 Miles is Bo-Katan again, Tech again, and then the one that I think I would go for is the Mezco Toys Conan.
That Conan does look good.
Yeah, it's a weird one because I've really never liked that sort of bowl cut Frank Scaletta Conan. It's very weird looking, and I'm not necessarily one that. It sounds weird that I'd buy, but I think just the quality of the figure and what you get with it and everything.
Eddie, that's herpes. You'd definitely catch it all.
Would be my choice, I think, just because I'm an Arnie. I'm a diehard Arnie Conan fan, but I think the quality of the figure for me, and obviously it goes with that. I mean, obviously Mezco's is like 4 or 5 times the price of these other figures. It just happens to be the same scale, so it's going to be of a higher quality. But I think it's for me it would be Conan.
I mean, I like the animated Miles.
Yeah,
just because I quite like animated style figures, but definitely that Conan tops it for me.
Yeah. Then we've got best third party, Kurosaki Ichigo. Is that Game Toys? Gunslinger Limb Toys. That's a great figure. A lot of controversy about it when it was first, and they got a cease and desist, and they kind of went underground. But it's finally come out, and all the pictures I've seen of it look fantastic. That's a good one. Cloud Strife Virtual Toys, the Fiend Toys era, good looking figure. And I've got the figure, but I haven't got the box right with me. Zach tells me it's just called Hush. I argue that it's called Hush Batman, but I asked him to change it, and he said the figure's called Hush, so I went, okay, whatever. It would be a bit weird, because Hush is a figure, a character in his own right.
I thought it was just SSR Hush.
Is it?
Maybe
he's right. It's just weird, though, because it should be Hush Batman.
Because Hush is the...
Yeah, exactly.
But then again, I suppose you do get both sculpts, but...
Yeah. I've gone for Hush just because it's the only figure in this whole awards ceremony that I actually own. So I'm a bit biased there. It won't win. I think the Gunsling will probably take it because that's been very well received.
Yeah, I like the Gunslinger because of the amount of shit you give it.
But
for me, it's the Fiend. Like I like the Hush Batman, and I wish I hadn't have. I wish I hadn't got rid of it. But yeah, because I owned it for like 2 minutes and didn't even take it out of the box before I sent it to you.
Yeah.
But the Fiend for me, it was a figure everyone wanted for such a long time.
Yeah,
and I do kind of regret not picking that one up as well.
Yeah, that is a good looking figure. Best head sculpt. So we've got upgrade suit Spiderman, Captain Rex, Captain America. That'd be the end game one. Gandalf the Grey, Asmus, and Kylo Ren Hot Toys.
So I'm saying Rex, but I thought about this in the car on the drive home and thought, really, it's a terrible head sculpt.
Okay. What's the thinking
and this
on
is
that?
this is just my weird logic that I'm thinking at the moment. Is that it's a head sculpt of the actor who played Boba Fett in The Mandalorian, who has never voiced Rex, never had anything to do with the Clone
Right.
Wars.
Yep.
So when you go, it's a really good likeness to Rex.
It's not. It's a fantastic Tamora
Technically,
Morrison head sculpt.
And that's it. It's a fantastic Morrison head sculpt.
Yeah.
Not necessarily fantastic Rex. But it still gets my vote because
I think you're getting too much into this. You know
Oh,
who
I'm
it's
way
meant
out-
to be, and
I'm way overthinking it. But
Yeah.
for me, out of all of those, it's Rex.
I went with Rex. I think as much as Gandalf is a triumph in terms of the rooting of the hair, I don't think the sculpt is bang on, and I really can't get past the recessed sunken eyes because they're movable eyes. It really takes away from it, unfortunately for me.
For me, with Gandalf, it's very much for every one I've seen that's futzed properly. Because I can forgive the eyes. For every one that's futzed properly, I see 20 where it's just wild fucking. He's been dragged through a bush backwards.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with these others, you can take it out of the box, you can plonk it on the figure, and it looks great.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas
And you shouldn't
Gandalf
be
takes
judging
a
it
lot of work.
on the hair really and the beard. It should be on how good is that face sculpt. And I think all arguments aside, I think Rex for me. I think they're all great. You know, it's been quite a good year for head sculpts, I think. But I like Rex. I think that's cool. But I'll get my vote. Then we've got best one sixth, probably our main interest. So we've got the Coruscant Guard that you showed us earlier on. Captain Rex again. Mysterio. The controversial one, Mandalorian and the Child. So the season 2 Beskar armor Mandalorian, and the Bodega Cat Miles Morales. So what do you think about this one, mate?
So up until about a week ago, I wouldn't have even considered the guard. But having one now, I can see why people like it. It's a very well done basic figure.
Yeah.
My Mando, I've had to do a lot to it to get it where I'm happy with it. I wouldn't say out the box that's a figure of the year.
Sure.
For me, now I don't own Mysterio. I like the look of Miles, but my problem is with Hot Toys Spiderman. They don't do what you want a Spider-Man to do. You want to be able to pose it without it fucking up. You can't really do that. Rex, out the box, is one of the only figures this year where I've not felt the need to do anything to it. I've not felt the need to add any paint to it. I've not felt the need to cut anything away, to mod it in any way, shape or form. The only thing I've done is take the stand and chucked it back in the box and put a normal crotch grabber on it. Other than that, it's by far to me the best figure of the year that I've had. It's the one I've looked forward to the most. It's the one that when I come out to my collection room, if there's a figure I'm going to start messing about with, it's Rex. Like, it's just a really well done figure by Hot Toys. Rex all day long. All day long.
I fought hard to get the Mandalorian in because we had the Durasteel Mando in last year's awards, and I think he won best 1/6 and best overall figure. He's very popular figure. You couldn't get one for love nor money. They were changing hands for a lot of cash. Then the Beskar came along, this guy, and he was kind of on the cusp of
kind of like December-ish, wasn't he?
Yeah, so we didn't want to have both in there, so he was parked, and some of us were of the opinion that he would be brought into, that he would be considered for this year. Bit of toing and froing. He wasn't originally in there, but I think that he warrants. I think he's a fantastic. I don't own this one. I've obviously talked that I've got the chrome one, but I think obviously a lot of the figure is the same, and it's a great figure. It comes with a load of stuff. Really good looking figure. So I'm pleased that he's in. The Miles suit does look great. So the colour scheme on Miles is really cool. Not sure about the cat, but I mean, to be honest, I had the tech suit, and I didn't really care about how I posed him because, again, yes, I did sell him on in the end, and yes, a little bit of steam from a kettle sorted the creases out, but I think I know they're a lot of money, but if you buy a Spider-Man, just pose him how you want to, and if you have to sell him one day, then there are ways around, a bit of steam, and that suit goes back. But don't buy a Spider-Man and then just have him standing upright in a museum pose. It's no point. Yeah, that figures can't fall into the forgotten about January hell for the was. Yeah, that's the thing, and we always find that stuff that comes out in the second half of the year always gets a much stronger showing because it's difficult to remember when stuff.
We've got very short memories.
Yeah, and ones that come out around you forget, and you think, oh, that must have come out. That must have been last year's awards. It's more difficult to keep track of. So it's understandable why he might have slipped through, but I think I think he warrants Mando warrants his place in that
as well.
list.
It's a strange one because we have quite a big release window for stuff. You're almost looking in some cases like 6 months where it will come out in Hong Kong, and then the rest of the world takes about 6 months to catch up. Yeah. So it's not easy in the slightest to figure out what should be in this year and what shouldn't. It's not as easy as you think.
And I think like Eddie, he's very much like he wants to vote for figures that he's got, or he wants to nominate figures he's got, and he did say that he didn't get round to nominating some of the stuff that he wanted to because he didn't receive it in hand, and that's great, and it's fantastic if you've got figures that you love and you can nominate. I think I'm very much like, as I say, the only figure I own out of any of these is the Hush Batman, and I don't expect him to win his group. So I kind of try to look at like Rex. I mean, I've got not a lot of interest in the sort of the prequel stuff and the clones, but I can see that it's a quality figure, and I like the head sculpts on it and stuff. So there's different ways you can come at it, and I sort of look at it more objectively and say, is that a decent figure? Now, did it tick the boxes and things like that? Even if it's not my sort of thing, I'm not saying that I'd want in my collection. But as you say, it's difficult, because when do you take its release? Is it when it comes out in Hong Kong? Is it when most people have got it? It could be, as you say, it could be 6 months between one and the other. So it's difficult, but yeah. Okay, so the new category for this year, very much brought in on the back of In and Outs, which has become very quickly become the go-to podcast for statues, reviews, and news and stuff. So we've got Mando and the Child, Iron Studios, which I think Mario owns. Looks pretty good. Home run for me, Gandalf versus the Balrog. Beautiful piece. If I had the space and the money, I would have that in my collection any day. Catwoman for Tweeterhead, Mythos Asajj Ventress Sideshow, and Silver Surfer Sideshow. Anything beating Gandalf Balrog for you?
The thing is, so all of them apart from the Silver Surfer, I would be quite happily having in my collection.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Quite happily. And this is why I struggle with statues and stuff, is because I like them all. But yeah, I think the Balrog, Gandalf and the Balrog has to just clinch
It's just so epic, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's that and Ventress for me at the top two, but the Balrog and Gandalf, I suppose you'll get more bang for your buck with that. So that's probably pipped it for me.
Yep. And then figure of the year. So, interesting one. We've got the 501st Trooper. So he's not appeared anywhere else, but he's popped up in figure of the year. And then we have Mysterio, Rex, the Sentinel Miles Morales, and Ahsoka Tano Hasbro.
I'm amazed how popular the 501st really is.
Yeah.
Because, I just assumed Hot Toys would start with a shiny Trooper. I just assumed that would be what they would do, but they just went with the 501st. And the 501st is fantastic. And when you think about how many posts you saw of people with the 501st, it doesn't surprise me. It's cropped up in the awards at some point.
Yeah.
Because it is a very, very good figure. But for me, it's Rex, like all day long. Captain Rex. I'm surprised Mysterio is in here. I don't know enough about the other two, but for me, it's Rex all day long. All day long.
I think Mysterio's been very popular, and I think it was an odd figure, and obviously when people were pre-ordering, they hadn't shown the head sculpts at that point. It is much better than that dodgy third-party one that's come in. I think it's a well-made figure. I think the cloak's nice and stuff on it, so it's a little bit different. I think Rex for me, yeah. So what do you think about why the 501st hasn't been nominated for enough to be going the 1/6, but he's made it into figure of the year? It's an interesting one, isn't it?
I've no idea. I do, because for me, I'm surprised the Coruscant Guard got in above this.
Yeah.
That I find surprising, because out of those two, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I say, I think the Coruscant Guard, if you own it, it's fantastic. I really like it, because it's quite. I think because Hot Toys have gone quite balls deep into the 501st, it stands out more because of its red and white. Yeah. It would be handy if you got some more figures, some more troopers that could go with Cody, but you don't. Cody's kind of a standalone one and done. The 501st has so much stuff that comes with it, particularly the deluxe. If you get the deluxe, you get loads of stuff. It's not without its problems, he can't hold most of the stuff because he got those typical trooper hands that are too hard. But I was surprised. I'm not sure why it would be in here and not.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's because all the others have obviously featured in other categories, and it's what you'd expect. It's like a Cruft Best in Show. It's
he's definitely it's snuck in there, and
it's interesting that people have gone in and they've put a different figure in for the 1/6 than they've gone with for the figure of the year. So it'll be interesting. If he wins it, that's going to be a first. I don't remember any of the previous awards where a figure of the year contender hasn't featured in their own category beforehand. So it's an interesting little sort of niggle there, which is it's perfectly valid. I'd be interested to see if he takes it, and then you think, well, actually, surely that then by default makes him the best 1/6 figure as well. But he obviously can't win that because he's not in it. So it's an odd one, but it's I suppose it's just the inconsistency of human error that people haven't tied that up and gone, well, if I'm going to vote for him in the figure of the year, then I should put him in the 1/6 as well. But it's cool. So so that's it. So if you want to vote, please do. The more votes we get, the better. The more relevance to the results, you can scan that QR code and it'll take you straight to the nominations form. So get on board. Punish your excess. Says hi to all the fellow collectors out there.
Hello. Good evening. Go on, Pete, you do this. I butcher names.
It's getting long, man. But you were responsible for bagging us the latest Patreon, were you not?
Yeah, I can't remember
Mr.
how.
Alid Morgan.
I think he messaged me on Instagram.
Yeah.
And said he loved the show and wanted to sign up for Patreon. So thank you very, very much, mate.
That's cool. Yeah, so the full list, we've got Sean Fear, Ian Seaby, René Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Leah Hernandez, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Joao Brader, Equan, Chris Fallon Serena, Ben Thomas, Chris Leddy, Ruben K.S. Rivera Jr., Daniel Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krepp, Big Fern, King Zach, Caesar Marroquin, Mike Cruz, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick De Gregorio, Alvin Jules, John the Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Owen Asusina, the Illustrious Rayner, the aforementioned Alid Morgan, Bowler Boy, Jimmy James, Mary Cortez, Stephen Percher, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Jesse Contreras, Eddie Manzanares, Joe Corpus, Louis Bennett, Kevin Vega, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, and Brenton Palmer. We salute you all. Thank you very much for your
continued very,
support
very much
of the network. If you are not currently... look, Alid's awesome.
He is awesome. He's a really nice guy. I've talked to him on Instagram. He's really
cool.
nice. Really nice fella.
So yeah, I will drop a link to the Patreon in there if you're not currently on board and you fancy getting in on this shit. If you go for the Sweet Angel tier, you get access to Ox After Dark, and you get a copy of the fantastic stickers that we put together every month. 2 stickers this month. We'll have a look at those in a minute. Certified Crispy, it gets you official Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge. System of figure fixes by Zach, and all the benefits of the previous tier. And the What a Guy is signed collected weekly live silhouette poster on first pledge. Doubles all the stickers, so you can send them to your friends and family and get some more viewers and listeners, and all the benefits of the previous tiers. International postage we charge at cost for the posters, and I think we're going to be doing a mug or something extra for the What a Guy tier. So it's all good. But yeah, and you can get on the Patreon chat and talk shit with all your fellow Patreonies, and I think there's some good banter in there, and we reach out to the Patreon for sort of ideas and stuff for the show. So it's all good fun. It's a good little community to be in. So yeah, for December, we've CW, the original, the mother show is rapidly reaching towards its 200th episode. So we've got a really cool, it's actually a hollow sticker. There's probably an updated slide that I haven't put in the cool kind of Empire Strikes Back style. That's a hollow sticker. And then we have the beautiful, the legendary Money Mendez.
Dom Jolly.
Yeah. Yeah, so you felt there the love child of Dom Jolly. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Hello.
Oh yeah, I'm on OFAC.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Yep. So Money Mendez, and then we've got another way you can support us is to buy some swag with our logos on. So TeePublic, we've got t-shirts, mugs, mouse mats, face masks, trigger happy Eddie. Wherever you can think of, they can print something on it, and so yeah, get on board. I think we get a tiny little bit of the revenue if you buy a t-shirt. So but
would say wait until they go on sale.
Yeah, I think they're always on sale. I think they're on sale now for like $13 or something. But nothing's cooler than walking around with an OFAC t-shirt. So
or an Only Fools.
Yeah, treat yourself for Christmas. I need to get one. I've got the original logo one. I keep meaning to get a updated OFAC one. Yeah, but that's cool. So check that out. Yeah, and then Ian, take us through the network.
So this is the mothership. This is the network. This is everything we do. So we've got Small Talk, which is the smaller little things in life, the teeny tiny figures. So every single week, but fucking the amount of work they put into a show sheet must be mental.
Yeah.
I'm amazed how each episode just isn't slagging off the HasLab Rancor.
Oh God.
That's like a whole hour show on its own.
Yeah.
Got Live and Let Dice, which is Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, it's as cool as it sounds. We got Collecting Weekly live unboxing, where John goes into his sex dungeon, pulls out any figure that he's had for like 30 plus years, never unboxed it, blows the dust off, and unboxes it with gloves on, which is always weird. Collecting Weekly live, coming up to their 200th episode. Probably time to call it quits, but let's soldier on. Good bunch of guys, worth paying homage to the mothership. We've got the in and outs of collecting, which is statues and the biggest things that poor fuckers like us can't pay for or buy.
No, in our dreams.
Yep. After Dark, which I'm told is very good. I don't know, because it's always in the middle of the night for me, and I'm not that committed to stay up till 3-4 in the morning to watch it. OFAC, The Jewel in the Crown, The Reason Why We're All Here. The Ring Cast, which I had a little snippet of today, which is just lots of obscenities and wanking jokes. And then Auxiliary plays absolutely anything at all. Grass cutting simulators, pube trimming simulators. The toenail cutting one was particularly good. So yeah, worth a watch.
Clips.
It's Collecting Weekly clips. Yes, so this is where all the funny stuff gets put on. All we have to do is send a little note over, and they'll add it. It's for people who aren't as lazy as us, who will just we'll put the clips up. It's well worth it. Have a look on Instagram, because there's some really funny stuff on there. And that's it. That is our network.
Yeah.
That is us.
Great show.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, listening, commenting.
Yeah.
Always
Chat's
good.
been really good tonight.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of chat going on.
Very
which
good.
Is always
Very good.
always nice
a lot
to
of
see.
good, good info in there, and people's views and stuff. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Thank you,
cheers,
Andres.
guys.
Yeah.
And we will see you all in a fortnight's time. Well, we might not be on the Thursday because work have got me doing stuff. I'm down by the docks again.
Yeah.
So it will probably be earlier on in that week, if I'm honest. So,
Yeah, but we will have another one before
posted
Christmas. That'll be our Christmas special.
Yes. Cool. So we will see you guys later.
Cool. Night all.
See ya.